What's up, everybody? We're back yet again. Another CVAL West Sunday. Daniel Jobin, Adam Charles, man. We had a crazy day of matches yesterday. Today, only going to have one match, but it is sure to deliver nonetheless.
Yeah, and of course, with all of the potential reschedules coming as well, we won't have all of our results in terms of who has potentially moved up their qualification bids, all that sort of stuff until later on into the week. But nonetheless, very interesting stuff overall from yesterday's games. I think we both lost our mind at that nice little ninja defuse and everything there as well. So it's definitely been interesting. But just for an update on our bracket, of course, going to bring it up right here and be able to see sort of all those results from yesterday. As we can see, SDSU with that shocking upset victory over UCR Gold, they're going to be going up against a team that's already auto qualified in UBC. The game that we have today, SFU Flamingo versus UCSC Gold, the Slugs going up against the Flamingos in a battle of the Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, all the Animal Kingdom talk. I think David Attenborough would be very, very proud of this game today. But moving on, I think we do have a nice little graphic about UCSC, Adam, the California teams. They're already getting to us, man. It's been 35 seconds, and already these Cali teams are getting me, man.
Yeah, and of course with this one, we didn't get fun facts from them until like right before we started. So of
This
course
is
we had a
fun.
little bit of fun with this one. And as you know, banana slugs are often bright yellow, thus why they're called banana slugs. But they may differ in shades as well, and that might be just because bananas, when they ripen, they also have a little bit of a color wheel there. They'd be greenish, they might be
Look at
brown
Killer Crop
if they're
looking a little ripe.
overcooked, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, killer crop's looking a little bit overripe there, as is egg w there. But of course, this music, they excrete the mucus around their bodies to help them stay hydrated. Always good to stay hydrated when you're playing games. And of course, it's also good for attracting other slugs for mating. No comment on that one.
Yeah, no, I guess the slugs may indeed have the Riz, but all that being said, we do have an interview with Killer Crop as well. We're going to cut it to that one, and we're going to get some information about the actual UCSC slugs.
Oh my god. So my name is Sol Arizon. I'm a third-year commerce science major here at UC Santa Cruz. We were formed in the summer of 2022, so before the school year started, I had already played last year along with my teammate Lelouch, but besides that, our teammates last year were all seniors, so this year we had a brand new roster and we've been practicing and grown stronger as the years progressed. I think what sets our team apart competing in this tournament is our preparation. We don't really have a coaching staff, so it really brings it upon ourselves as players to each dedicate time to help innovate and elevate our team. It really shows in our playstyle as we're able to adapt quickly to situations when we're playing. This is, the last chance to qualify this spring CVAL. So since our last chance to qualify, it brings a lot of pressure on ourselves as a team to really prove ourselves. This is our last chance to prove ourselves to everybody that, we're a force to reckon with, I think the team that has the highest potential to make a deep run in the CVAL bracket is definitely UBC. I think they're a great team with a lot of strong players. They'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with. I think one of my favorite moments with our team was when we qualified for the Rebel Campus Clutch back in fall. The comms in our Discord were just crazy insane. And then as well as the event, before the event, the night before, we went out on scooters like in the middle of the night, like at 11, 12 a.m. in the middle of San Jose, and just started mobbing around Edgeday in scooters for like 30 minutes. That was a lot of fun. All I gotta say the rest of the bracket is don't down on Santa Cruz, don't sleep on us. We're gonna surprise everybody.
And a good little look behind the scenes of UCSC as well. This is one of those teams that, everyone has sort of been really high on across the collegiate scene and everything. One of the main things was I was able to talk to Vix before the tournament began and sort of said, yeah, UCSC is a team to look at. They're definitely one of the scariest teams still left available. And of course, with a win today and a UBC win later on, that would qualify the winner of this matchup specifically for top 32. Auto qualify seeds get pushed down for everyone that's already auto qualified. So the math gets a little bit interesting. Once again, I made those tweets about that. I put up an updated post. I need to update it again after the stream tonight, but always good to keep track of sort of all of these teams and how their qualifications or what their qualification conditions are. And UCSC basically just win and you have a very good chance that you're in.
Yeah, and that's the case with a lot of the teams across all the different CVAL regions. We were just watching some of the North games earlier. Shut up my school, St. Clair. We're going to make that CVAL final top 32. But we're seeing a lot of these teams, getting that playoff berth, getting that finals berth just by, process of elimination. With, like we said, the West yesterday, there was like 5 teams fighting for 2 spots or something of that nature. So there's a lot of these spots that are still up for grabs, especially a lot of these teams that haven't auto-qualled yet. And, it's always nice to get a little bit of help from some of these other teams in the bracket. So, UCSC, rather, they want to come out and have a very, very strong day. But SFU Flamingo, very, very tough opponent.
Yeah, and they had a fantastic series yesterday. It just felt as if in the first half against CPP, they were just getting warmed up, getting used to everything. Of course, their fun facts are quite literally the funnest facts that we can get. Apparently, that middle
That's a good
picture
picture.
there is Ajuka's hinge picture. Not sure how much Riz that actually exudes there, but Ajuka has grown to 6'8" over the last day, and by the next time we see him, he's going to grow to 6'9", which would be a little bit nice for him. But nonetheless, this team, they don't take themselves too seriously, and this is what I like about this team. They're incredibly fun. They're incredibly laid back. Every single person that I was trying to interview from them, they said, we're not going to take a serious interview. And I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to have to cope with that one. You saw Juka's pre-tournament interview, very funny in that one, and of course Kane keeping it light as well. This is one of the more entertaining teams, and of course with us being Canadians and everything, and with St. Clair having already qualified, as well as Ottawa already having qualified. SFUs, send me your jerseys,
bandwagon.
and I will promote you next time around.
Absolute bandwagon. But that being said, we do have an interview with Kane as well, so we're going to throw it over to that. We're going to hear from him instead of hearing about Adam's Canadian bias.
My name is Nathan Lee. I go under the alias Kane. For myself, I've been playing CSGO since I was 14, and then that helped me transition to VAL when it first came out, and I've been playing ever since. So that's like a little background on myself. I say the primary change that the whole team made was like trusting me to IGL and be able to lead our team. I joined them in winter, and we played the CVAL there with like very limited practice, maybe like a week or two, hence like a top 16 finish. I believe that we're doing better in spring because my teammates are just trusting me to call for them and help lead the team. And I give credits to my teammates for like their ability to change play styles and work around my style of calling. I also believe that we haven't really reached our ceiling yet because we've been practicing for only like around a month, and I believe that all the other collegiate teams have been practicing for quite a while now, and the rosters have been established. So I do think there's still plenty of room for improvement in all aspects of the game. So in comparison with like the other teams in the country, I do firmly believe that like we are one of the top teams. I wouldn't say we're anywhere near the best because, as I said, there's always improvements to be made daily. So we're slowly trying to be the best, but I don't think we're the best yet. I just like the hardworking mentality. And as comparison to other teams like around the country, I feel like the East teams don't really know the strength of our team as a whole, because we rarely get to play matches against one another, but I think that's just a region difference. So time will tell and results will tell, so we'll just leave it to that. So there's one like personal request. Kaho wants to shout out New Jeans Minji. That's one right there. Please give us a chance to win. I think we really need the prize money for our scholarships to represent our school.
I like that nice little mix of mentality from Kane, just talking about how we're a team that we know we have the ability to be the best. We're striving to be the best. We know there's a very, very tough road ahead of us, but still having that confidence to walk into every single server, expecting to have a great performance. Just, it's a very nice, kind of like that humbling, kind of like calming presence almost, where you're like, okay, guys, we know we have high expectations, but we know the opponents are going to be tough. They don't want to overlook anything, and they're going to find themselves in a dogfight today, so they better not be overlooking any opponents.
Yeah, they're going to be going up against, as we mentioned, a very strong team in UCSC. Both of these teams made the CVAL top 30 list a couple of weeks ago. Specifically, they've sort of cemented themselves there, and while SFU Flamingo sort of missing out on a couple of these newer lands that are coming down, specifically the CECC that's happening in Texas and everything. A lot of teams have been qualifying for that, St. Clair being one of them. There are a bunch of other teams that are looking to qualify as well across the CVAL scene. So it's interesting to see how that sort of develops as well, and see if these teams can try and make it not only to top 32 for CVAL, which is of course your top prize, as well as potentially qualifying for top 3 on LAN, where Joe and I we'll probably see you there if you get to LA. We'll be there. We'll be cheering on the West teams if there are any, and if not, we'll be cheering for Canadian teams. Because listen, he called out my Canadian bias. I'll call out your Canadian bias just as much. We're both going to be biased towards the Canadians just a little bit.
Awesome. We wear it on our sleeve. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And that's the interesting thing about that CVAL too, is right. Top 32 online finals. Theoretically, right, more teams are going to get in there, but trying to get to that LAN, there is going to be such a small, 10% of the online teams are going to end up making it over to LA for that online LAN. So you can see how stiff the competition is, and just seeing some of the top teams that are coming out of each region right now, this competition is really starting to ratchet up the difficulty of, as each round passes and passes and passes. But hopefully we're going to be ready to get into game here. Still waiting to see, I think, what maps are going to come through, what pick and ban we might see. But yesterday was kind of a mixed bag of everything. We saw some Icebox, we saw some Pearl. We saw pretty much every map in the game yesterday except for Fracture, I think.
Yeah, we didn't get to see Fracture. We got to see Icebox at the end there. No Split as well. Neither team wanted to really pull that out. But by the looks of it, these are going to be our maps. Haven, Split, and Pearl. So interesting decider map there to come through. The Split as well finally going to come out from SFU Flamingo. But UCSC, this is a team that is very confident. They've had a lot of experience playing this game as well. While they may be a newer team to our top 8, specifically in the West, this is not a team to be trifled with. I believe they were the number 3 team in pre-tournament seeding as well. So they're not a pushover for any of these teams. And of course, winning against UCSD Gold is already sort of a feather in the cap for themselves. But now, if they can win this one and with a UBC win, that would guarantee not only that they qualify for top 32 at the very least, but Alberta is also looking for that UBC win. So once again, one of those things where you take a team that has been down and out for almost the entire time, they might be looking to see which team is going to advance, but more so focusing on that UBC game. But we just got to focus on what's ahead of us there. SFU, of course, the wrong BC school for Alberta to be looking at right now. They're just looking to support some of their friends, as we mentioned. Kane, formerly of 07, give them a good old salute there. They went to Brazil, came second to Northwood, and just, I don't know, every school just loses to Northwood at this point. It's ridiculous.
Listen, it's a tough, it's tough when they're getting, academy tryouts and there's so many talented players in that one space. It's very, very hard to tackle that. But luckily for these West Coasters, they don't have to worry about all those Michigan boys for the time being. That'll be for the online portion of the finals. And I guess talking a little bit about the maps and what we're getting into, UCSC, seemingly pretty good on Haven. They're 3-1 in their last 4, 55% win on the defense, 62% win on attack. So this is a team that very, very balanced on both sides there. Split is going to be that second map. UCSC, not as many recorded games over on Split, so you can definitely tell they're feeling comfortable on Haven. They're hoping to take this 1-0 lead. And to be fair, we have seen a fair amount of Split, but I feel like a lot of teams just honestly just don't like it, which is, I guess you could say is the case with every map to some degree, but I feel like Split has just been kind of falling out of the wayside since its return.
Yeah, and the major thing is that it was away for so long. Bind is coming back in the next act and everything, which means that, a lot of these teams and everything, they didn't get to play Split for almost a year. And a lot of these teams, over the course of their time as a collegiate team, think about the summer, Split was removed then. Yep. You got to see sort of the progression from there. Teams are getting a little bit more... They find their specialty maps. They find what they like. And if you have to add another map into the pool, some teams would rather just ban it as opposed to learn a whole bunch of new strats and everything. You might as well just keep using the same Ascent strats, the same Haven strats, the same Pearl strats that you've been learning for the past year or so, as opposed to integrating in a new map. But we are into Agent Select here. And I'm absolutely not surprised at the comps here.
What agents do you think we'll see? We're going to do this every single time for Ascent and Haven.
Yeah, every single time. It's going to be very similar compositions, apart from, of course, SDSU brought out that Raze, showed some great performances on that, but more often than not, we're going to see these Jets picked up. We're going to see the Sova as sort of your main initiator agent. You're going to see the Breach as well to sort of line up some of these stuns, so no surprises in that regard. At the very least, we get to see these players play the agents that we saw them play yesterday. And this is something where Juco was able to play very well on the Killjoy. Kaho really showed up on Haven, I think, as well for the team. So I want to see how that develops as well over the course of this series, because this is definitely a stiffer opposition than that of CPP Black yesterday.
I mean, Haven and Ascent, listen, we're at the point, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes you might try to reinvent the wheel. You might find, you might get like a hexagon where it's kind of close. It can maybe almost get the job done, but it's still not quite as good as that set meta. It's not going to be quite as good as the 5 or 6 agents that we have seen time and time again just be so effective. And we are about to get underway with Pistol, man. I am so excited. Yesterday's games, I would say go back and watch the VOD. I think it's still getting uploaded to some degree, but there was insane play. We saw 5 aces in a series. We saw Ninja Diffuse at 12-11. We saw a bit of everything yesterday. Hopefully, these two squads are going to be able to deliver once more.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. We want to see what these teams have in store, if they've potentially switched up some of their strategies, or if they're going to sort of stay to the tried and true. UCSC, though, stacking towards this A site. Haven's one of those maps where you just go alphabet. You just go ABC, ABC, and you figure it out from there.
I mean, and it's not necessarily a bad idea, right? The good thing on attack is having 3 different, having 3 choices. It gives you that flexibility. You can kind of decide, okay, rush down A, send one over to C, maybe try to lurk somebody through B. Haven gives you that option, and with teams that have played Haven a lot, you're going to see these teams try to utilize all 3 of these sites. I mean, if they're going to give you all these different sites to execute, you might as well at least try to threaten them, even if you don't end up pushing, right? That B site, usually not going to end up getting a lot of action, but it's always that threat that you could possibly go B. Kaho, a couple shots through sewer there. Kansas. Gonna try and see what's going on here.
And of course, have to watch how they execute here. Very quickly onto site, as it seems. Looking for that plant. No real opposition. Kaho gets a little bit of a face check there. Takes a classic shot to the body.
Oh my
goodness, Stu! He's cooking something up. Gets 2 with the ghost, but through the wall there. Actually, not quite through the wall. Just sort of swung around as Bruno able to find that Juka. Caught a little bit unaware, but able to clear that one out. The spike still not planted yet. The major thing is that Killer Crop holding that spike. Not a whole lot of health. This is going to be challenging for UCSC to just get that plant down.
Yeah, they've had the site for so long, though. I would have liked to see the plant come down maybe 5-10 seconds sooner, but being down the 1-man advantage, I can understand the decision to hold off. This is a 2v2. This crossfire, though, very nicely set up right now. Killer Cropped has to be very, very careful. Spike now. Plant is going to finally come through here.
Spike planted.
Again, just 3 members. Going to play this retake. Dark cover out to try to block off that connector. Checking up toward heaven. But, again, Spike's down. Down 1 man.
Yeah, they're going to be taking their time with this one, at least for the time being. Seems as if SFU, they have no sense of urgency right now. They don't need to in a lot of ways. Alush going to get face checked on by Kane once again. And now Killer Cropped with 20 HP remaining. Going to be in a little bit of a tough situation. Juka able to get it through the wall there, through that box. SFU, nice pistol round, nice retake there. Unfortunately for UCSC, not going to be able to convert on the pistol.
Yeah, just very quiet, very default, very vanilla pistol round. Just nice, nice execute on the site. You found a couple picks, found the plant. SFU just comes, finds those frags. It was that early chip damage, especially on pistol, finding a lot of early damage, right? That classic hits pretty damn hard, especially even through a wall sometimes. So if you can find a couple of those ghost shots early on in the round, it just makes things so much easier for you. And speaking of making things easier, looks like UCSC is not wanting to make this round too easy. They're going to pretty much, we haven't seen this kind of force by a team in quite some time.
Yeah, that's the round 2 force.
Not in the first
on
half,
map
especially.
1 as well. On map 1. And that's what's intriguing at the very least. They want to get as much information as possible. This turret is going to snitch out their push, but that might have just triggered off that Stinger shots right there, and Lelouch going to be able to find one onto Juka. Killer Cropped as well, able to answer in kind, but Stingers versus Bulldogs still not going to be the easiest of avenues there. Kane able to find one, finds 2, takes it down as Beard Bro and the Smoky friend next to him there as well. Kansas not going to last much longer, and now this Sova from Bruno sequestered off, and that force went very poorly for the side of UCSC. They do not convert.
Yeah, I'm curious what the buy is going to look like now after a round 2 force like that. I know they had a little bit of money in the pocket because it was light armor, but yeah, ultimately it's pretty much going to be round 3 over to SFU, barring some kind of disaster. Especially too, Haven is one of the best maps for the Bulldog. Playing C long, playing A long, and playing even on top of box, middle of B, playing off either side of that doorway. That right click aiming down sight, find those little, especially through garage as well, actually. That little hole through both of those doors, you can find such a nasty little angle. That's why you're going to see a lot of Marshall, a lot of Bulldog on Haven. Crown, though, going to opt for the Phantom, knowing they're going to have the advantage. And SFU, honestly, they're looking to go flawless this round.
They want to try and do what they can, but of course those long corridors, well, it does benefit the Bulldog. It also benefits the Sheriff in a lot of ways. You're able to sort of find these spray, not really the spray down, find your one taps. Bruno gonna miss out on a couple of those. Sergio Kitchens not able to cook too much with that one. Lelouch able to take down Juke at the very least. Crown with 5 HP gets taken down by the Util. All of a sudden, it doesn't seem to be as flawless as maybe we were expecting. Stu, though, able to answer back with a couple of kills of their own. Stu was one of those members who didn't quite get as many opportunities in yesterday's games, but this time around, starting off quite strong already. I believe has 4 or 5 kills.
I think this actually favors UCSC now. They picked up 2 Bulldogs. There's the Hunter Suri already in round 3. Stu trying to see if you can find anyone. Killer Cropped and Bruno just gonna be on either side of that last arrow. Bruno gonna get popped off there. Stu is good for 3 on the round now. All on Killer Cropped, but he has recovered that Phantom that was left by one of these SFU members. Now, if he can find some good timing, he spots the Butterfly Knife.
Oh, no.
Pop to the wall again. Check his PC. Kaho's gonna find the 4th kill there, or the 5th kill of the round, rather. What is that, 1 HP?
It's 5 HP there for Stu. Able to barely stay alive despite all of that aggression coming through from Killer Crops at the end, but recovering some of these guns, upgrading a little bit. Granted, that was on UCSC's save round. They have sheriffs at best there, so they're going to be feeling okay about that. Keeping the economy from SFU at least in a little bit of flux there. Nonetheless, they'll have enough to buy out here. Really, the only person bonusing still is Stu.
Yeah.
Vandal's Phantom's going to come back the opposite way. Stu's had a great start to this map, 6-1-2 already.
Yeah, and the economy still being good is because of that second round. They didn't have the, they got the full force out of the side of UCSC. Then they just played back. They kept 3 or 4 of those guns online. Just reinvest those suckers up. Now you got 3 members sitting at a decent amount of money considering it's early in the game. But if you're UCSC now, this is one of these times in the game you have to make sure you try to get on top of things before they really start to spiral.
A little bit of friendly fire with that fault line, unfortunately. Lelouch not really able to peek off that. Bakao has made his way up here already. This alarm bot might snitch them out, but not sure exactly of the angle behind it as Kao doesn't want to really force it. Look at where Killer Crop is, just lurking. This angle can be so difficult to hold. Kao's aware, able to find Killer Crop. That's a great pickup mid for the Jet.
Yeah, nice early start. Taking those smokes off the board too. Now there's not going to be any way to cut off these rotations and kind of give UCSC the advantage in creating some of these angles for themselves. Kane playing upside heaven though. Lelouch trying to spot something out. Owl Drone is going to go in for information. Shots through heaven though. The recon dart is perfect. And the phantom shots are too. Kane falling the egg there. Now we're back in the 4v4. Nano Swarm out toward connector. Recon dart going to scan up multiple members here. Kensei just trying to get the plant down. 76 HP though. Plant still hasn't come through yet. It is actually in the hands of the breach there. Pop shots through heaven. The Owl Drone scanning out a litany of players. They're just hard marking egg basically. Kaho's gonna find the kill on the Bruno. Sight finally gonna get taken. Spike is gonna go down. Juka though gonna answer back. Egg and Lelouch gonna answer back. 2 of their own.
Oh!
The turn and the fire. Good for one more. Looking for the last one. The classic to finish things up in Lelouch. That is a critical round win.
Yeah, great stuff coming through from Lelouch there, just to hold the line as long as possible. Switching over to that sidearm there to take out the final member. Close calls there for the side of UCSC, though. You know, if you don't win that round, you're going to be feeling a little bit lighter in the wallet. But even still, this round isn't going to be the cleanest for them in terms of their buy. Granted, the opposite side as well. I don't know if they were just, they're just trading around gun skins or something in base. It seems like Kyle's going to pop that Blade Storm. Lelouch has that available as well if they opt to do so. But overall, a very strong round coming through from UCSC. They finally get the execute they've been looking for. They get that plant down on A site. But once again, going back to their old tricks, going a little bit default as Kaho needs to back off just a little bit here.
I was hoping we were going to see dueling Blade Storms. You don't get to see it super often. It's kind of that rare treat, but ultimately, you know, it's kind of like having the Tour de Force 1v1. It's, you know, you didn't...
the gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, when the weapons are in good faith, you don't really need to waste it on the Blade Storm. So, not going to bother to use it up this round. But, again, like you said, default setup toward mid here. Spike eking its way over to C, but that KJ setup will probably be a nice little deterrent. A lot of pings going toward B, though. So, this B hit might actually come through. And I'm guessing it's going to come through rather fast.
Yeah, one of the major things as well is that B site, as we mentioned, very easy to plant on, very difficult to sort of hold for yourself. Lelouch already getting stunned up, but these smokes going to be able to enable that plant. Bruno caught sleeping at the wheel a little bit there as Juka going to be able to find a kill onto the Sova. At the very least, that takes away one of those post-plant opportunities, but Kensis looking for some of these shots, able to find one. Kao finds an answer onto Killer Crop. Smokes are down as well. Numbers advantage going over to SFU. How much will they be able to do with that?
Okay.
Stu going to get sprayed down by Lelouch once again. He stayed up on that box forever. Now Kao, though, was trying to deal with Egwu for the time being. Going to be able to find another one. And now, Kensis is so far away from this. They might just be able to stick the spike here. Juka going to start that plant down. They know exactly where Kensis is now. Getting sprayed down 6 HP in a dream. Getting stunned up as well. Kaho going to be able to come around with that classic. Find the round of victory. SFU Flamingo able to hold the line. Apparently, you know what? I would assume that flamingos will probably eat slugs in the animal kingdom.
Really?
Probably. You know,
do you think they live in the same habitat?
I don't think they live in the same habitat, but I mean, if you were to put a flamingo up against a slug's not even the flamingo. Let's be real. Are they
fighting or is...
I mean, like, we saw the pictures of the slugs. They're little guys.
What, FFL Flamingo Fighting League? Is that like the spin-off of the PFL or something?
The FFSL Flamingo or FSFL, Flamingo Slug Fighting League. There's probably like
It probably exists.
Losing their mind over this, honestly.
Get out of my way.
Maybe. I don't know if they're hitting flamingos and slugs per se, but like, I won't be the one to tell them no. Lelouch finding the entry onto site with those knives, looking to try and make something happen. Classic shots just going to be as a warning sign, but look at where SFU have stacked up. They are fully stacked on B as a group. They're going to take their time with this one. Now Kansas already going to drop down that lockdown. Very premature in a lot of ways, but at the very least zoning off the side of SFU for a long time until the answer comes back with that opposing Killjoy lockdown. This is going to be clearing out the front of site at the very least. Clears out all of garage.
Clearing out backside corner? Is Bruno going to get caught out? I don't think so, actually. No, it's not going to get anything, but Crown is going to find the first kill. Trades back and forth, though. Oh, Caho's good for 2 there. Kane, get around things out. Sheriff a shot to him, though. Stu finishes off the round, so SFU, that was a fantastic retake. The lockdown gets invested, like you said, maybe 5 or 6 seconds early. Obviously, it still was a good lockdown. It cleared a lot of the space. I mean, hey, you know, either way, cleared a lot of that space out. Just retake the pressure coming back the other way from SFU. Just too much to handle. They lose those opening picks, but honestly, they were set up perfectly for the post plant. They just ended up losing out in the gunfights, and it feels like that's been the story of the game. Speaking of gunfights, Caho going to be producing a rather large weapon.
Yep, the operator is in the inventory now. Going to be looking to claim some names here from the side of UCSC. Santa Clara, they need to try and find some sort of stability here, and it seems as if they want to go back towards that C site. They like their execute, maybe just sort of taking notes on that post plan afterwards. Very similar play to last time around, and once again, very similar response from SFU. They're not phased by them pushing on to C. They trust in their retake and Kane's IGL. Always good to see how strong these calls can come through from someone with that much experience. And hey, stall it out by dropping down that Rolling Thunder, and Bruno gonna be able to answer back on a Juga. Lelouch as well, able to find a bunch. Great angle from Lelouch, but he runs out of ammo as Kane and Stu able to answer in kind. And now it is all down to Caho, your duelist player,
Turret,
your main fragger, gonna be the one to try and answer this, but has the operator. This is not the gun you want to be retaking with.
And the turret just snitched him out. He actually had a great angle. Nobody was looking toward long, but that's because Killjoy had one of her trusty little devices there. But like you said, operator round 6. The economy in a good enough state, but no need to waste 5,000 credits here. You're gonna take this one over to, you know, take a nice scenic route. Scope out heaven.
Aim training, you know. See those lights? You know, you could be practice aiming at those lights.
They said what? Just play Kovacs and like Juco swing. Or that was the second. Yeah, Juco swing mid or whatever else.
Yeah, Juco swing mid and Juco
mid on Eco. Yeah,
well, it wasn't their Eco, but I mean, Juco was swinging somewhere
on the paper on the graphic. There was three strategy tips. Yeah, and Kahu kill. Yeah, that was the last one. This time though, Kahu's safe.
Yeah, not gonna kill. He's gonna make sure that he saves that operator for another day. And in reality, SFU, they're okay with sort of giving over that round in a lot of ways. They're fine, just sort of accepting that loss in a lot of ways. Granted, the inventory over on Juka specifically, that economy not going to be in the greatest of spots, making sure that you can still buy up towards some of that utility. UCSC, though, keeping it close at the very least. Yes, it's 5-2. Yes, there's 3 rounds that they have to sort of recover for themselves, but a victory here would be quite good for themselves. Kao bought a homie a gun as well, so that means that they won't be able to rebuy afterwards, whether that is an operator or a rifle on that kind.
I will say, for both of these teams, I have been impressed by their willingness to use one or two ultimates around to try to get the win. We see so many series where teams wait 5, 6, 7 rounds to try to use stuff, to try to find the perfect time. I like that they're just willing to expend ultimates, trying to find these trades off the backside of it. So it's always nice to see being, try to be proactive instead of just trying to wait and play for that response. But Bruno, he's going to send some pings. They have an inkling. There's a nano swarm there. 2 of these members, though, stacked up. Looks like heaven and hell there. But that KJ utility is going to be the signal to rotate and get out.
Yeah, and not sure if everyone saw the chat there, but Kane might have disconnected there, which is unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to cause a tech pause after this one, but at the very least, it is in the middle of the round. Got to keep playing on. They're going to go for a little bit of a C plant here by the looks of it. I don't know how much SFU really want to fight up against this. We'll have to see how that works out. Stu, he was on the other side of that wall. Would not be a good look for Lelouch, but Stu just going to try and slow this up as much as possible. And even despite the disadvantage here, looking to see what they can find. Juka jump peeking there. Drone going to come out as well. Kane's back.
Caden is back, actually. That is really good timing.
That's
The
good
fact
timing, yeah.
they can play 5v5 retake. The recon dart's going to scan out a couple, but Lelouch is good for the first one. SFU's getting ripped to shreds, though. Looks like that time Kane was gone, enough for them to hold this site just in time, and 2 members of SFU left standing. Kane finally back in the game, but at this point, probably going to call for the save. Got back in the lobby, maybe 5 seconds too late to make a play, and then it was just a little bit too late at that point.
Yeah, this is what happens when you play online, though. It's bound to happen.
Yep.
SFU probably not going to lose too much sleep over it. Granted, the economy for them going to be in a little bit of a worse shape now. We talked about it last round. They're going to have these 2 rifles at the very least, but everyone else most likely forced back onto a little bit of a save.
Revealing area.
And now a couple
Enemies
more rounds
close.
on the board for
Eyes up.
UCSC. The act of God saving them up just a little bit there, but hey, they'll take those when they're behind.
Yeah, we will absolutely take those. You don't care how you get it. All that matters is that 2 is now ticked up to the 3, and the economy now, what we were talking about last round. Not the worst for SFU. They're going to put together a couple rifles here. Yeah, the Judge, and to be fair, the Judge playing Cubby, playing a lot of these short corners on Haven, you can find a lot of very nice places to play that Judge. We have seen time and time again how disgusting that weapon can be in the right hands. But rifles the rest of the way for the most of the server here. Nice little indicator there. Recon Bolt will get the scan, actually. So Lelouch had an idea, didn't see it, and then gets tagged anyways.
Yeah, nice little lineup coming through from Stu, but these shock bolts just trying to clear out some space. Aldrone invested as well. Bruno trying to use that to open up the map just a little bit more as well, but nonetheless, he's going to back off for the time being. They don't want to invest too much. And I don't mind this. I don't mind them sort of using some utility, throwing it towards this A site, and then looking elsewhere. It's a strategy that we see a lot of these top teams use where, hey, we'll just give you the false sense of security. Granted, Kansas thought they were safe there. Instead, they're put into the dirt.
That is a nice little quick tag down there. 5v4 SFU has all the advantage in the world. Couple members playing an A-long here. Looks like the rotation surely to come through any moment. Now that KJ setup though in sewer could be a slight nuisance there. Look at KO. They're trying to take space, and he's going to do just that. That is 1 pick over. Looking for the spray. Finds 2 in the fault line. That is a 3K for the Jet. That is going to cripple the offense of UCSC. Look at Lelouch up with the box. Up and down goes Juka. All of a sudden, the trades back and forth, though. SFU refusing to relent. Shrouded Step gets tagged by the shock dart. Takes another one to the chin there. 39 HP. Killer cropped in a very, very bad way. There are 2 members. This crossfire is absolutely nasty. We've seen it time and time again. And surely it'll be the Judge. It'll be Kane instead. Crown would have got that one either way. And SFU, disconnects be damned. We're getting that one back.
Hey, listen. They were just giving him a false sense of security, Copium. Nonetheless, it's going to still be a decent buy coming through from the side of UCSC. Lots of room for them to work with. Lelouch as well could potentially, lend some credits over to AgW or Kansas down the line. Lelouch going to opt to buy here instead of using that Blade Storm. Kao going to do the opposite once again. So no more dueling Blade Storms. What are we going to call the dueling Blade Storms, though? Is it the Izakaya? Because, they're serving it up?
I call maybe an episode of Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh, man. Yeah, Iron Chef.
Iron Chef, yeah.
Well, I mean, it would make more sense if Bruno was playing it, because, the alter ego Sergio Kitchens might be true there, as Juka unable to juke that one out. Kansas, though, catches a great angle onto Kao there, sorry. Yeah, the trades, interesting plays.
A little Blade Storm diffy there. You get one with the blades, the other Jet gets taken down immediately. Look at this site getting cleared up with the aftershock. The headshot gets traded back and forth. Bruno's good for 2. Kane punishes him, though. Although, onto 1 member. Kane, 4 HP. What do you have cooked up here? Not going to be anything. Killer Crop's got his head. And that is going to be a 4th round over to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, great stuff coming through from the Banana Slugs. Are they called the Banana Slugs or the Slugs? I think they're just the Slugs. But they are Banana Slugs.
Let's just say yes.
One of the above.
A and C if you're doing a Scantron test.
Yeah. Then again, they don't really like it when you fill in 2 boxes.
I mean,
Listen,
think outside the box.
Exactly. You know what? At the end of the day, Valorant, very similar to exams. If you don't know the right answer, just make it up. Just do it live.
Actually, that's kind of life in general. Anyone out there? That's pretty good advice. Listen, fake it till you make it is a very real. Look at that nice little lineup there. Luch, though, got a dash over sight. Over all that KJ util. Little pop shot there toward the corner. The spray down, though, Juka.
Oh my goodness.
And Crown, both good for 1 somehow. Once the dust settles there, KO taking his counter flash too. The Shrouder step to the corner. Just going to be punished, though. Killer Crop. Fake Shrouder step out of Cubby. might have drawn Kaho's eyes back toward that garage area, but turret's still playing there. Actually, KJ's dead, so that turret not going to do anything.
Yeah, and the Spike's in a very precarious spot as well. You can see Stu is just sort of playing back. Oh my goodness, Killer Crop able to find Kao in the corner. Granted, the Jet, not a whole lot of health to deal with that. Now Kane just sort of jiggling around. Gonna drop that fault line as well. Stuns up Killer Crop, knows exactly where they are. But even still, if you try and play the time, you've got so much time to burn. This Aftershock, though, is gonna clear out Killer Crop. Gonna take down Killer Crop, actually. Would prefer to die to the util than to the gunfire. Now Kansas gonna have to make something happen, but these Shock Dart lineups gonna do a little bit of chip damage. Kansas turning tail and running, but Kane coming through with the push. The full court press is on. Gonna be able to find that great flick at the end. Kane reads Kansas like a book. And on to 7, go the side of SFU.
Yeah, that was a pop-up book to Kane. He saw that coming a mile away, knew the rotation was going to come through, all those loud footsteps sprinting around through spawn. Gonna, you know, alert his senses there. He's gonna make a nice read on that play. And 7-4, last round before the half. So we're on the cusp of seeing a lot of ultimates, especially on that UCSC side. That lockdown and the Rolling Thunder just on the precipice of being in the game. Juka, one orb off that lockdown too, so a lot of big weapons possibly in play. Weapon advantage though slightly in the favor of Santa Cruz.
The judge is still there, and we've seen the judge do some crazy things. Yeah, I mean, we see Killjoys use, I think, maybe the most common weapon in the game. Actually, probably Jet because of the operator and everything, but you'll see them pull out the Odin from time to time. We've seen that more often now, where Killjoys just, they play off their utility and they say, hey, my turret fires those Bulldog bursts that do no damage. Does a decent amount of damage, but then I'll just have the Odin behind it. A little bit of support for the turret from time to time.
Listen, the turret can't dry peek into 3 people and die right away.
Well, the turret is just permanently dry peeking.
Bait.
Just bait with it. Yeah, just throw it down. You know, Cyphers will sometimes use their camera for that as well. This is what happens when there's no kills in the first 40
I was going to say, this
seconds.
is what happens when they're defaulting for the first 45 seconds.
Yeah. Incredibly slow movement here. UCSC showing they want to keep it serious. They want to make sure that they're finding this. Bruno, what's the lineup looking like, buddy? Oh, just your standard stuff. Going to be able to push on there, but Juka punishes Lelouch. Now the Rolling Thunder comes down. Juka sent into the bounce house from both sides. Juka now going to try and sit in that smoke. The judge spitting fire, not going to be able to find it. Lockdown as well going to be invested. And this is very bad news for the side of UCSC. 20 seconds left. They need to try and kill this. Kentis around the back of sight, trying to find a kill, finds one, but the lockdown will still go through.
The Omen ulti on A.
Has to be at this point. Killer Crop going over. Doesn't have a whole lot of time. Oh, it's actually canceled out. Was he able to pick up the spike? No, was not able to do so.
Oh, huge shutdown from SFU. Oh, the play. The idea was right, but SFU just privy to it. They shut it down. I'm not sure.
Switching sides.
Potentially one of the other members may have picked up the spike for a moment and then gotten killed because it was on the mini map and then it wasn't. So I think it may have gotten picked up. I think it was in the the very bottom right corner of C, and like wedged in the corner, not next to the box. I think somebody may have picked it up, whether it was on purpose or inadvertently, kind of canceling the timing on the ulti, and then once he got tagged right away, that was all she wrote, and that's an 8-4 half, and hi-ho. Oh, thank you, Charlie.
Yeah. Thanks. Now that's we got to keep this PG. You know, we had to keep our words safe yesterday with that defuse, and this
save
time
one
around,
Killjoy.
Stu's cooking, and you know what? Maybe he deserves it after some of these plays that he's had in the early moments there. Granted, SFU having a great time thus far. 8-4 half for themselves, now onto the attack. We saw them do wonderful things here on the attacking side yesterday. But Lelouch going to be able to shut down Kaho there. That's a big member taken off the table. Stu, though, going to be able to find 2 off the rip there. I think that support from Kaho was a little bit more than we expected there, as Juka now sort of backing off. Only has that shorty, but there are a couple weapons left in the front of Garage if Juka wants to push up to sort of get a little bit more of that range.
Oh, see, everybody gangster with the turret till it's pistol. Then they want to run away from it. They don't want to challenge it. Okay. Interesting. I see how it is. That turret.
They're playing backwards.
They are actually. Looks like a Pearl setup here. Killer Crop, though. Not expecting the counter rotation through opposite side spawn. Now look at these other 2 members. Juka. I don't know what. We have a nice little gentleman's 1v1 back in spawn here. Juka putting down the alarm bot, trying to zone off here. But the good thing for SFU, they have the sight, they have the numbers advantage, and one member is still being basically held hostage in spawn.
Yeah, AW not going to be in the greatest of spots. Forced to back out. Fault line goes the opposite way.
Reach gaming. Never look at each other.
Yeah, the tectonic plates are coming through. Juka gonna drop that down, and Kane cleans up AW there. Looking like the San Andreas fault line there with both of those going through. But at the end of the day, SFU, they're well clear of that. They don't have to worry about the earthquakes. They find their own.
Now, are we going to see the half pseudo force save again? I don't think so,
No.
Especially considering it. Not only did it not work, it blew up completely in their face last time. Like, it wasn't even, I think 4 members of SFU were still standing. So probably not going to be the greatest investment you can make. Not going to be the best choice. So it'll be back onto a full save this time. They're not even going to buy anything. No armor, no nothing. Classics and pride.
Classics and utility. That's all you need sometimes to win some of these rounds. But already, Kansas pushing forward aggressively.
Why not? Well,
that's why not.
You like to lurk on pistol, but sometimes, right, it looks good until it doesn't.
sometimes Kao is just expecting a push at that point. Your killjoy now removed off the table. And knowing that at UCSC want to play a little bit more aggressive, look at this. SFU are perfectly fine, taking their time, opening up the map a little bit more, seeing what sort of options they have available. Kaho now going to be the one to push forward. And if you're going to have anyone be that sort of primary engage for you, you might as well have it be Kaho here. Full shields. Has that Phantom as well. This is a fantastic setup here. Kaho is set up for success here with the rest of the supporting crew around him. AW going to be able to take that down.
Man.
Aftershock is just a little bit close, and already to that backline crown there. Kaho, though, taking a lot of damage. That rifle's not recoverable now. Lelouch and Bruno able to get a couple more for themselves, but Kane around the back of site as well, has a Vandal for himself as well. Lelouch gonna have to do something crazy here. The right clicks, though, gonna come through. Killer Croft able to answer, and all of a sudden, this force has been a little bit greedy from the side of SFU. You can see how far back they're playing, though. Lineup Larry's aplenty here. Prevent that spike from getting diffused here. Gonna come through. Juka able to find both through the smoke, actually. Very hairy at the end there. They won't be able to recover the... Oh, they will be able to recover the Vandal at the very least, but that was messy, and that was a really good look from UCSC. They almost were able to steal away that round.
Yeah, only good thing for SFU, they're still going to be able to put together, 75% coherent buy, and maybe going to get another rifle or two. So theoretically, right, keeping 2 members alive, it's not ideal, but if you're going to win the round, you want at least 2 people alive. 3 is kind of that golden number you want to try to get to. But they're going to bring some of these rifles back into the next round. Very, very smart plant spot last time. Just a great play from Lelouch. Lelouch has been, like, very, very good on the jet, just creating space, catching people off guard, drawing attention in all type of way. Killer Crop, though. This is a nice little setup on top of box. The flash and the recon dart from behind, though. That's going to be a scan and a headshot. The utility from SFU. Absolutely textbook.
They've been fantastic. Wow. Once they are able to get the ball rolling, Kao has another gun in the hands already. Oh, spraying through the smoke gets a little bit of damage down. Gets 3. Shut down by AW on the way out. But now 4v2 retake scenario for UCSC, sorry.
All their post
It's going to be challenging at that. Post plants through 2 of them have been pretty good from the side of SFU.
Well, and they have literally all their post plant agents left. Jet's the only one down. Jet doesn't give you much on the post plant. Yeah, it's a save.
Playing safe. Wow.
I mean, right? It's like I said, it's 2v4, and when Breach and Killjoy and Sova are alive, like you're not gonna win. They're just gonna play for C long. It's planted for C long. You don't have any smokes. You don't have any way to cover yourself. So I understand the play for this one.
It's rough though because you're already down to 11, 4-11 at this point. You need to find round wins.
Yeah, this is the last time I think they'll try that.
Well, this is the last time they can try that.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's like the last. Ooh, their money. Uh-oh, maybe that wasn't the play.
That's the issue as well.
I thought they had a little more cash. Ooh.
It's going to be tough for the side of UCSC to sort of dig themselves out of this one. SFU have come out swinging, sort of continuing on from their performance yesterday as well.
Oh, yeah, that was not the move. I thought they had more money. I thought they had money for full rifles. They only have 3 and no armor.
Standing ahead.
Out of my way.
Some tough, close calls here. Kyle popping the knives once again. Gonna go up and over, looking for something. Not gonna be able to find anyone quite yet, but this is looking rough for the side of UCSC after a very convincing win yesterday over UCSD Gold. This time around, SFU just seemed to have their number. 11-4. They've got to try and get on a roll here. And I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. If we saw those comebacks yesterday from SDSU getting themselves back in the driver's seat, surely UCSC have the same pedigree to be able to do so. Kao, though, moving forward onto site with those knives. Aftershock, though, plus the Spectre going to be able to take down Kao. That's a big member down. That's your top right. Removed from play. Kane, though, able to find one. Kentis able to trade it back. UCSC refusing to die here. AgW going to find another one. All of a sudden, just as we said, they may be down. They are telling us they are not out. Juka forced all the way back now.
The only thing is, if they win this round and they lose 2 or 3 more of these weapons, I do not know what kind of state they're going to be in, because they're not going to be on the loss bonus. They're going to have to fight back with whatever they had. SFU's had a couple rounds to stack up a little bit. Juka, though, getting taken down easily by Lelouch. The answer, though, from Stu. Bruno answers him back, though. Big round. Big round to get back in the game. And you keep 3 of those weapons online. The economy should at least stabilize to some percentage, some degree. SFU, though, that economy is looking actually a lot more stable. Yeah, I thought they had a decent amount of money in the back pocket. Crown, kind of the lion's share of that one. So they're going to buy a round here. They will be able to buy again next round pretty much no matter what. And you can see UCSC getting a little bit back there. That was definitely the start they needed.
Yeah, they need to try and just claw rounds back as much as possible. You know, taking some of the momentum away from SFU as well. That was 5 rounds in a row that they were able to take away. Sort of a quasi-thrifty for themselves as well. It was more so the armor that was not available for them, and they were able to just find those shots. Lelouch very far up already, pulling a page out of Kao's playbook there. Now with all of these members towards A site, there's quite the bloodbath here. Rolling Thunder going to come down from Kane as well, clear outside. Tahoe just clearing every angle, gets behind Killer Crop. Nothing personnel, kid, as Lelouch takes down Kao on the opposite side, but trades, going in favor of SFU. 4v3 for themselves right now as they start to hold these crosses.
Yeah, Crown 44 HP. Util up through hell, though. Still has a Shrouded Step possibly to get the safety here. Egg getting the pop flash ready. Juka, though, killing a Bruno. 4v2, and once again, it's the post-plant agents they have left. They have all their post-plant utilities still ready to go. Egg only has 1 fault line and 1 flash. Not going to be the greatest amount of util. Shock dart to Kensis, though. Going to be a little bit of chip damage up toward Heaven. Egg going for the swing. Kane going to swing and find him, though. Kensis swings. Kane finds his 3rd. And we are sitting over on map point already. It's been a nasty, clean game from SFU and just a couple of slip-ups here and there, but the money, oh, buddy, Adam, the cash is looking rather dire on the other side.
It's not good at this point. I mean, you're going to get 3 rifles at the very least. Killer Crop's going to have to opt for maybe a... Yeah,
I don't think they can get 3. I was going to say... Oh, yeah, it's 3, actually. Yeah, the Vandal was snuck in there.
But still, it's going to be tough because you just have to win out from here. You need to find 7 rounds in a row if you're at UCSC. And thus far, you've only been able to find success in pairs at that. Yeah. Even then, your success has been quite futile against what SFU have been cooking up. Then again, never say die has been sort of the mottos of this one.
Got him, coach.
Bruno gets their
turret kill.
Actually, Kansas and Kao, or Kansas finding Crown and Kaho there. Multiple members. Hey, never say die. And hey, you live by that. You find a couple of kills, and now this round very much going to be in UCSC's favor.
Yeah, I think they should be able to grab 1 or 2 of those guns. Yeah, look at those dead bodies on A. Those are definitely going to be 2 weapons they can take over. I think it was maybe the Shrouded Step up into Heaven that ended up being the undoing there of the Omen. Either way, though, SFU, did they play for a save? I don't remember how much money they had.
They should have enough to buy up once again, but
yeah.
Realistically, do they want to give more?
Play for an exit?
They don't know how many guns are on the opposite side.
And they have time to just bring these weapons over the next round. Gotta get a plan for some money, maybe, though.
They're opening up the map, looking towards B. Once again, easiest site to get onto here. If you don't have those numbers, you might as well look for it. Stu. Kane actually going to be able to pick that one up. Kane will fall, and now Stu, the last one left alive, turned into Stu for whoever the hell is down there.
Watch them run.
I mean, it was still a good effort. They tried a little bit, tried to play for a couple exits there. As we said, though, the economy in a fairly decent state. Actually, it's looking pretty good. Kane's got some cash in the back pocket. Operator for Kaho. Yeah, we haven't really seen that. Have we seen the op yet this game? Maybe once?
We have. We saw it on the defensive side.
Yeah, earlier for Kaho, yeah.
Kaho taking it on the attack. That is ballsy.
I like it. I like it.
You know what?
If they think that UCSC might try to challenge something early, I think they think this might be a beautiful play. And if he was taking it A, he might get rewarded handsomely. That C site looking like it's going to be a little bit harder to find those angles.
Very early investment from Bruno on that Hunter's Fury, able to find lots of damage. AW actually able to find Stu as well, so early picks coming through. Gonna be Lelouch though, pushing forward once again.
No way.
Finds 2. UCSC are starting to roll just a little bit more.
One enemy remaining.
Finds another one there.
Spike
Now
down,
it's down
attacker
to your
spawn.
operator. You invested so heavily into this round if you're SFU,
And you're
and now
trapped
you are
in
getting
spawn.
punished for it in that sense. Kaho needs to find the shot, find one at the very least, but now the operator is peeked out. Finds another one onto AW. Hold the phone. Might not be as over as it seems. He's trying to get rid of the op.
I think
He's
he
saying,
knows
"Hey,
it's
listen,
over. Listen, he got 2.
Fine." Yeah, Kansas gonna be able to clear out that round. At the very least, no operator to be recovered. I'll make
No, honestly,
nothing.
Kaho, that's as good of a play as you can make. They literally knew he was in spawn from the moment he was last alive. They had the angle. They peeked one by one, ended up losing Lelouch, though. Now we're going to see him grab the operator. He said, nice idea. I think I will try that one on my own. We're going to see the Spectre and the Stinger getting forced out. So SFU kind of going for it here. Kaho could play for the Blade, and maybe because it's because the ultimates, right? Kane
Look at
could
those ultimates,
theoretically get it this round. Kaho could theoretically get it this round, and they would have everything. So even having 2 or 3 rifles still might put you in the spot to take control of this round. But
Revealing area.
Santa Cruz does have a lot the other way. Recon Dart, Kansas, take another round.
Yeah, and Kaho just going to push forward aggressively once again. That's going to be lockdown already invested, but Kaho's taken down Killer Crop. This lockdown going to be probably shut down. Kansas, though, finds Juka. Kansas finds Kane as well. Lockdowns both getting destroyed there. But Kansas sitting on 36 HP. Stu needs a stiff wind to blow over Kansas here. Will he be able to find it? Gotta swing at the right time here. Great play from Kansas to be patient. Crown, though, able to answer. And now it is all down to Crown. Have to find your coronation ceremony here, but there are 3 members staring at you the opposite way. Lelouch with the freezing cold operator able to find that hit. UCSC 3 rounds in a row. They're starting to make things interesting here. Nice little smiley face given by Egg as well.
Yeah, especially getting some of those ultimates off the board. Even though, you know, we had the dueling lockdowns, we did see the Hunter's Fury get busted out as well. So they're starting to get the ultimate game back in tow. And that round was so good for them. They kept pretty much every weapon. Most importantly, they keep that operator. If they can win another round or 2, keep 3 or 4 members alive, this economy is going to be extremely stable. They will probably be able to buy out the rest of the way. And SFU, it's these constant kind of half forces that I think have put them back an extra round or 2 they probably didn't need to be. But I can understand from their standpoint, we have the ultimates. We thought we had some momentum, so I can understand trying to go for the win, just overheating just a little bit the last couple rounds, I think.
And major thing is that they still have, you know, 3 rounds
Yeah.
to sort of close this out. They've got a lot of room to work with here. Bruno getting jump peeked there by Crown, but will just get out alive. Kaho is so far up here, though. You have to be cautious about that. Juka going to be able to take down that turret as well, but look at where Kansas was able to move. Great angle, great peek. Kansas finds first blood of the round, and this has been sort of the difference maker. Kansas has really come alive in these last couple of rounds for UCSC, holding the line as long as possible for them. But this smoke going to be able to enable a plant onto this B site, and you can see Crown starting to explore a little bit here, getting a little bit curious.
Oh.
Kaho, though, dodging away from that gunfire, has those knives out, finds Killer Crop nonetheless.
Yeah, Kyle was saying, you will see no longer, Omen. Finds a headshot, finds the refresh over on Kansas, too. Still has 87 HP, too, so a little bit to tank a bullet or 2 there. The Rolling Thunder is going to be nice to the backside of sight there. Oh, off the top rope. Kaho finds the right click. Can't find the kill, though. 8 HP, the vault line. The Bladestorm for Lelouch, though, gets taken out as well. He's got low HP as well. Crown. Oh, Judge in the dark cover. The jumping shot's going to be found. 2v1 now. Bladestorm, good for 1 more.
2 HP.
2 HP, though. I was going to say, it looked like it was 1. This is for the game, too. 2 HP operator. Time of the essence. You're playing against the Breach. You know the wall peak's coming. Kane's got the kill. And why not a Thrifty to end things off? SFU, you're going to take map 1, and you're going to be sitting on match point.
Yeah, honestly, really good stuff coming through from them. This has been a map that SFU looked very good on yesterday, and it sort of puzzles me as to UCSC's choice of map in a lot of ways. But then again, you saw them sort of show that brilliance And welcome back, everyone, to CVAL West. We're Adam and Jobin once again on the call for you as SFU Flamingo doing quite well for themselves, all things considered, able to find themselves a very clean victory, 13-8 over UCSC. And we were talking in the break, you know, UCSC, they showed those flashes of brilliance, and it just seemed as if they weren't able to get enough flashes in a row, it felt like. And even then, some of their flashes that they threw out could have been maybe better in that sense as well. That could have been
they had plenty of flashes. They were playing Breach Omen. They had plenty of flashes. But that was weird, though, right? Haven was their map pick, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Haven was their map pick. They were 3-1 in their last 4. They looked very, very strong on Haven from what the stats showed and kind of what the other VODs were showing. To come out, and like we said, that game was just weird. It didn't feel like 13-8, but it also did. It didn't look like 13-8, but the numbers said that it was. So maybe it's a game that they can take some positives from, because there was definitely a lot of rounds where it was very, very even. I mean, we saw those two Jets going hand in hand, basically trading back and forth along with a lot of these other members. They just couldn't find a way to close that deal. And I think they just got off to too slow of a start. The first half, they kind of brought things back toward the latter stages, but they couldn't ever really close that gap. It always felt like they were keeping them at that arm, just a little stiff arm, keeping them 2 or 3 feet back there, never let them get that distance close. But they're going to get another chance here, and they're going to have one more chance because they're going to have to make sure they try to close things down, or they're going to be going home tonight.
Yeah, going over to Split as well, which is SFU's map pick. And actually, right before we posted those other fun facts, we got the real fun facts about UCSC. So this will give a little bit more context on the team. Just thought we'd bring those up if possible as well. You know, they do have faces. They aren't a bunch of banana slugs as it would happen. They do have pictures. They are human, as a matter of fact. We might be able to bring it up.
Valorant players are human. Breaking news.
I mean, yesterday we got no fun facts about CPP Black, so we just said that they play on horses and stuff. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe sometimes we get to choose the adventure and all that sort of stuff. We'll see if we can actually bring up that graphic right now or not. But anyways, we can just keep talking about what comes on Split here, because Split, one of those maps that we were fully convinced it was defender-sided, and then ever since then, we've just seen so many attacker-sided wins on Split, and it's been quizzical.
Yeah, and to even say that it's been quizzical, watching pro play and hearing a lot of stuff, there is a very heavy sentiment that Split is super CT-sided. It's a bit of a split opinion, but I have been hearing a lot of people say unironically that Split does seem to be very, very CT sided, very defense sided. Split though, the good thing about Split, hopefully we might see the double duelist. We don't get to see it too often, but Raze Jet, very, very popular on Split. Might see something like the Viper, probably something like the Astra to round things out. Viper Astra, we're going to see some combination of those two controllers, and then I'm hoping we see that double duelist like I was talking about. Split, though, kind of that rare tree. We don't always get to see it. Looks like these agents, as they're getting locked in, I'm going to be made to look like a prophet.
Yeah, I mean, the sky is well going to come through, and
it's the same comp.
We're going to get mirrored comps again.
To be fair, this is like the Split comp, I think. This is, in my opinion, the best Split comp as well.
Yeah, they just go for it. They say, hey, listen, we know exactly what we want to do. We are going to do exactly that. Egg, Bruno, Killer Crop, Lelouch, Kensis, their tournament lives not on the line here, but they would like to win this. They would like to push themselves to map 3 here, and I think they're going to have to show something quite impressive to sort of bring themselves back to center here after what was supposed to be their map pick on Haven getting turned against them in the fashion that it did. Of course, for SFU, though, they're trying to cement themselves into that top 3 conversation, potentially locking themselves in for one of those auto qualifies to the top 32 as well. As we mentioned, the winner of this matchup, if UBC wins on the opposite side of the bracket, would qualify for top 32. So these teams wanting to get this off their back and then pay attention to what UBC is doing on that opposite side. This tournament, all of the tournaments across the spring have been incredibly interesting, increasingly competitive at that as these teams start to scale up towards the end of the year. And once again, top 32 is the goal for these teams. Everyone wants to get that chance at glory, try and get that free trip from Riot to LA as well.
Here, on my way.
Yeah, you want to try to make your way down to California that time of the year. You know, the weather's nice, might be a little bit, I know there's been a lot of rain in California, but I know that weather should be hopefully beautiful by that point. These players, though, they're hoping to have a nice, beautiful game over on Split. And the one nice thing about mirror comps is that we truly get to see who is better. We get to see who can execute this comp better. This is that usual 5 comp that we're used to seeing. So it's who knows, who can drill each other, or rather, who has this map drilled down to a T, who can, you know, perfect those small details. That when you're playing the same agents will end up making a world of difference.
Yeah, and I mean, considering last game where we did see SFU sort of out-duel the mirrored comps, I'm curious to see if that happens again. Of course, they will start on that attacking side. And Bruno already getting off to a raucous start here. Nade's going to go down as well, but Crown able to answer in kind. Nade's going back the opposite way, forces Lelouch off the angle for the time being, but now all these smokes are going to come down. Juka has found some crazy timing, though, but might not have expected Kansas to be up there. My goodness. What a round coming through from the side of UCSC. Get themselves on the right foot. Those Viper walls on A, they were simply a distraction.
Yeah, looking where those bodies were, they were just scattered all over the B site. One was near the middle of B, one was up near Heaven, one was back in Garage, one was in the corner of B behind the box. So they kind of were all over the place. Not really that, cohesive push that we're sometimes used to seeing, but credit to UCSC. That is a nice, clean first round. Much better start than what you had last game. Now we're going to see some weapons coming through. A couple of the Spectres. Obviously, we're going to see that Marshall on Lelouch. With that Jet, got to flex the sniper rifle nice and early in the game. And then your hero rifle going to be over onto Kansas.
And a lot of times, these games on Split end up being sort of a macro masterclass. We got to see a lot of those with the round breakdowns last time around. So many of these teams have different strategies, different ideas on how to play this map. Crown, though, taking so much damage. Bruno strikes again from the Sova to the Raze. Has been quite magnificent thus far with these paint shells, with the aim, with everything, as UCSC really looking to bring this into a map 3. Lelouch, great shot onto Juke as well.
Listen, that's the beauty of the Marshall. Nice and early, especially when members don't have that heavy armor, don't have that light armor investment yet. That Marshall, I think it's the Sheriff, that Marshall will punish to no end there. A site, though, going to be open. Kane going to get the blast pack over there. Should be able to find this plant momentarily. Lelouch Egg working the backside of the site there. Caho up in Heaven here with the shorty. Killer Crop, though. Trying to lock down tower. Caho, this is going to be a very tricky fight to take. Killer Crop's got a good read on it. He's got the headshot. He's got the kill. 5v2. 2 members left to hold the site. Kane going to find one back. But there is a world of UCSC members running them down. Bruno will find that last kill. A little raised diff there. Egg will get the defuse. Once again, second clean round. Santa Cruz takes it.
Yeah, only one gun lost across this round specifically for UCSC. As they put on that macro masterclass. And this might be the difference. In a lot of ways, Haven, you are forced to take some of these aim duels. You are forced to, match fire with fire in a lot of ways. But this time around on Split, you have the agency to just try and pull some different strategies out. Look for some different angles across the map. And that might be where UCSC thrive. We've heard great things about this team, about how difficult they are to scrim against. Depends on how much value you want to put on those scrim bucks. I've heard the exchange rate is quite low at this time of the year. But of course, SFU as well, very strong team according to a lot of teams in this tournament. They want to be able to take down a formidable opponent at that and make it to that top 3.
Yeah, that top 3, the coveted place for all of these teams, these 6-7 months playing through all these splits, trying to get to that final stage. But Santa Cruz right now, you still got to get through Split, you got to get through SFU. SFU a lot slower of a round this time, now that they have some weapons in their hands. Look at the fake, though. One member, though, Bruno, still sticking around over on this A side. He's got Egg to support him as well. So they're going to be prepared for some kind of push here. SFU, though, they could potentially dump a lot of utility into this one. And this 5v2 could potentially overload the defenses. But, once again, as per usual, all comes down to the timing.
Timing is key here. They're just taking their time this time around, though. As we mentioned, well, it may be a macro masterclass for some. They may just opt to play it slower. 40 seconds left on the clock. Bruno still holding this close angle. The dog gonna sort of get slowed up here, but Juka able to find one early. Oh my goodness, it's just a pour out here. The Astro Well pulls all them in, and Lelouch was only able to find one in return. The heals coming down as well. 4v2 situation, Crown anchoring the back here. Will we get taken down by Kansas, though? So 3v2 situation, and now UCSC need to find their way back on the site. Find an early pick here and try and trade out members.
The Crop, though, the trade not going to go his way. Almost finds the kill, 22 HP. Another paint shell up there from Bruno. Kansas up in Heaven now. No teammates left. Probably going to look for 1 or 2 exit kills to try to make this a little bit more expensive, but going to spot Kane. Stu going to spot him out, though. That's going to be that nice little headshot. That's going to be SFU getting on the board, keeping a couple guns online as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to... Well, they might be able to buy up with Juka and Crown, maybe Bulldogs, maybe some other stuff if they so desire. Might just try and match the eco. Nope, there's a judge coming through. Are we even surprised at this point from Juka? He may be 6'7", 6'8", 6'10", 6'11", 7'1" at this point. Who knows? He's been growing every single time. But still going to play a little bit like a rat. Ends up switching out for that Bulldog, though. Operator online for Lelouch, though. Very early.
We love the early Operator, especially over on, Split Ascent Haven to 3 OG maps. The Operator just seems to thrive more than some of these newer maps. So it's always good to see, right? Now that Breeze is gone too, right? We don't get to see nearly as much sniper rifle prowess. So always good to see Kane with the Showstopper too, trying to find any enemy that he can. But the Showstopper usually signals the time to get off site. Bruno is going to take down Crown though. Going to open up this numbers game. Spike is going to go down. Paint Shell's out for the backside there. Kane looking to get some bait there. Egg getting hit by one of them, but going to back off. Send the Trailblazer instead. Caho, 2 members up in heaven. Kentis and Lelouch. The spray is going to be all day long. Kentis going down. Operator still up in heaven, but Juke is working on the flank right now. He's got it. But the Operator's got it instead. Lelouch is good for 2, 3 with the off, and 4 alive for UCSC. That was a hell of a round and a hell of a retake.
Yeah, Lelouch jumping for joy after that one, doing some real good stuff there with that Operator, able to find 3 members. We talk about how difficult it can be to retake with that op. Lelouch says, hey, I'm built different.
Standing in between us and
be able to
victory.
find that one as UCSC coming together with quite a strong opening to this map. Seems to be a little bit of mixed eco coming through on the opposite side, though. Seems to be a force that'll come down from Kane and Caho onto those rifles. It's really only going to be Stu who's left lacking in the funds.
Lacking in the facilities.
Just have to see what SFU were able to recoil with, because we've talked about how it's a defensive-sided map, but it's not 11-1. It's not 10-2. Maybe 8-4, and you're happy with that. You just have to find those 4, and this would be a great round to sort of strike back, make your presence known here. If you are SFU, hold the line as much as possible. As a couple of judge shots come through, really not going to be doing a whole lot. Just a little bit of a tickle there on the opposite side.
That's going to be Viper down nice and early. So that is one of your main pieces of utility taken off the table about 30 seconds in. So already Santa Cruz looking proper and privy to take this round over. But the A site looking a little bit open for the moment. Killer cropped an egg, though, both close enough to make a play on it. Just waiting to get some information queue here. Waiting for some audio. Kane got to chuck that spike over, because guess what? He's playing Raze. He's probably going to go jump somewhere that he won't be able to get back from. Killer Crop getting the star ready. Paint Shells at the answer, though. Ember's still up in heaven. Killer Crop going to get backed off there by the Paint Shells. Nice health. SFU going to gain access to site. Should be able to get the plant down.
Yeah, Stu going to be the one to plant it, actually. 14 HP and a dream for the Sky. Unfortunately, won't be able to top themselves off in the health department, but with that Stinger, really going to be the most expendable member at that. Flash going to come out as well. Going to clear out screens for the time being. Kane sort of lurking, sitting low here. That's going to be the satchels forward, though. Kyle Kane, Stu filling up the score sheet there. Lelouch is the only one left alive. No real option to save the Operator this time around. They are swarming the Jet from every which angle. Stu might be trying to peek that one. Shot goes down. Lelouch going to try and turn tail and run. But it is just going to be enough to get away. Stu doesn't want to tempt fate there with 14 HP. And SFU going to steal a round away from UCSC there with some great gunplay on site.
Yeah, some low health bars, but some weapon upgrades as well. So that was a very big round, like you said. Keep the economy stable. You recover some of those rifles, especially on a map that is considered to be defense-sided. You want to try to hang around a tie game as long as possible. Even if Santa Cruz were to kind of break this one open toward the end, as long as you're hanging around toward this mid game, you can have a nice, good crack at, having that 6-6 half, maybe getting it going in your favor. But full buys across the lobby. Kensis, lone member, will not be able to purchase anything. Egg not going to have enough funds to facilitate that rifle purchase. So it's going to be a slight disadvantage for the Santa Cruz side, but having that Operator and having that Blade Storm potentially online, going to be a nice little equalizer.
Yeah, Spectre going to be found by Kansas there. Interesting to see them not move the Operator to someone else and have the Blade Storm pop, but potentially saving that for the inevitable eco next time around. Of course, the Iron Chef battle maybe coming down in a little bit with those 2 Blade Storms online. Stu going to clear out with the dog. What the dog doing? Clearing out some sight for the side of SFU.
Luch up there mid with the Operator, however. Lights are on. Nobody's home. That Operator not going to find much. Bruno, though, Gonna find Juka nice and early, and again, the Viper just taken off the board so early. Such a key piece of post-plant utility already off the board. The Seekers are gonna go up as well. We're gonna get some information up toward Heaven. Crown, Roomba, right over the top of his dome there. Gonna set up the Star on top of Rope too. Lots of utility getting exchanged. Kane's gonna find one. The Rat swap though. He's gonna find one. Finds three on the spray. Down from Ropes and down for the count. And that's gonna be SFU once again taking over. That might be an operator over to them as well.
If they want to pick it up, I don't know if they really want it in this situation. They're sort of cooking with gas right now. They've got everything that they could want. Juka, as you mentioned, going down early in a lot of these rounds, but Crown sort of picking up the pieces there with a great spot. That one way is so difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
Just from hell? Is that even called hell?
Anything that is underneath, quote unquote, like tower heaven is hell.
Yeah.
Anything that is up is heaven, even if it's not tagged heaven. It's either tower, heaven, or rope, and underneath it is hell. Or rat.
Well, yeah, we'll just call it rat. You know what?
I just say
Crown was
rat
a real
corner.
rat
If you're
there.
underneath someone in the corner, it's rat corner by default.
Give him the king because he is the rat king. Or give him the crown because he's the rat king at the end of that one. Man, sometimes you have an idea, and then you just...
Yeah.
Oh, well. Nonetheless, Stu, once again, letting the dog do what it do. Clear out mid, and... SFU, once again, taking a lot of control here. And one thing about Split, mid control, so pivotal.
Mid control is honestly everything on Split. Usually we see these defensive Viper pits up toward the middle area. Obviously, not going to be online for Kentis right now, but this default lone, they send Juka to lurk alone at A, try to draw some eyes, but this garage setup is looking pretty good for the side of Santa Cruz. However, weapon advantage absolutely in favor of SFU, except for that Blade Storm. Juka good for one. Bruno trades him back, but Keho is going to answer the call. Bruno going to go down there. So numbers game still in favor of SFU. As we mentioned, though, Lelouch does have the Blade Storm, and that is a very, very dangerous person on the server. Spike, though, going to be walked over to A here, completely open. So Plant theoretically gets down in about 5-10 seconds here. Cosmic Divide, just to ensure they take the round.
They want to just use that, keep that rotated out. Crown just was able to pick that one up last round, so hey, use it or lose it at that point.
And it's a divide, right? If you
down.
can use it and get decent value, it's considered worth.
Yeah, it stalls out the round at the very least as well. Lelouch, though, without those sound cues available for a little bit, just going to be hopping around here. All of these members up from heaven, going down through stairs, looking for whatever they can. Lelouch peeking out just a little bit there, but Crown on the angle once again, able to find one. Killer Cropped will find the Astra Ditto kill, but it is still very challenging 3v2 situation. SFU are going to work. Killer Cropped finding another one here, and this plant is not planted for the rest of the team here. Kyle going to be able to find Lelouch. Stu coming around the corner there. Oh my goodness. Killer Cropped able to find it. Going to tap the spike once again. The dash forward not going to be enough. Is there time? The short comes out, and Kaho going to do some extracurriculars as he finds the 3K, and SFU finds the round once again.
Yeah, nice little jump up into the air, into the shorty tactical crouch combination, one that we often see from some of these Jet players. I mean, look at, we talked about the Jet duel last game. Check the scoreline again for these two Jets.
Dead even.
Dead even. The one thing for Kaho, he's got the Blade Storm, so this scoreline could potentially snowball. And the good thing, too, he's got so much money. He could very easily buy up one of these teammates. He's going to have more than enough to buy out next round. And now you've taken the lead on attack. You've won 3 out of the last 4. You've taken momentum in my eyes. This economy on the verge of breaking for the side of Santa Cruz. There's that mid-Viper pit, though. However, completely disrespected by Kane.
They just ran right through it. They said, Ken says, we do not care if you are lurking here. Juka, though, going to get spotted out. And now Ken says, going to be left to sort of push forward, but sort of missed the timing. Killercroft taking a whole lot of damage. Big ol' right click coming down from Kao as Kensis able to answer on to Kane once again. At the very least, a little bit of a numbers advantage back towards the side of UCSC. Kensis making sure that those are his teammates and not the enemies in any regard, but going to be a difficult retake still nonetheless. Time ticking. SFU holding these angles. Kyle going to peek, fire a warning shot there. Really decent chunk of damage over to AgW as well. 3v4 still holding for UCSC. They're trying to find this, but Kaho able to answer in kind. Not a whole lot of health though. It's the satchel that takes it down at Kaho. Lelouch clears out Crown, and they strike back, tying up the score.
I was going to say, if SFU could have gotten 1 or 2 more kills, would have actually been a half-decent round, because once you get that Viper pit gone, I was going to say it opens up mid, but they ran down mid through that pit anyways. I will say Juka maybe just a little bit slow to get up into mail. If he gets up there 2 to 3 seconds faster, doesn't maybe try to circle back and try to find some kind of play, they might all be able to flood over onto that site, completely flood it, take it over. I think it was only Killer Crop playing over on that site, so it would have been a very easy take. Then that post plant, you would have had the numbers advantage you're looking for. However, things do not transpire that way. Now Juka that has the Viper pit, though, he's had it for a couple rounds. Using it on offense, admittedly, very tricky to do. On A, you're going to try to play it up toward the front side of it. Same with B. Look at this heavy stack, though. Juka, that's the first point you're looking for, and that's going to be the second one. Kaho answers in 2 early picks for SFU.
Yeah, Kane's already pushed way onto site here as well. Egg is in trouble, going to be taken down. You mentioned that you're saving that Viper's pit. You might just be able to save it once again. You've got that numbers advantage, but the angle from Kensas able to find it. Juka answers in kind. Killer Cropped 1v4. Gonna have to make some magic happen. Peeking into 2. The spray not enough to take down 1, and Juka finds 3 as SFU find 5.
Juka finally getting online. Now, that is exactly the kind of fire starter that you want for the Viper player. We saw Juka play incredibly yesterday, so we knew it was only a matter of time until some of these kills started to come to fruition. And now, right from like 1 in 6, 1 in 7, you're up to 5 and 8. You still have the pit in the back pocket. You still have the lead on offense, too. Santa Cruz, a lot of ultimates in the back pocket. Definitely going to have a lot of these powerful tools, but not going to have the most powerful of tools when it comes to the weapons. Only going to have the Stinger, the Judge, the Sheriff. It's the true definition of that mixed bag. Those ultimates, potentially we could see in the fold, but I'm not sure how aggressive Santa Cruz wants to be now that they're down.
Yeah, it's the garage sale build, as I like to call it. You just buy whatever you can. You're just trying to steal away some of these guns. Lelouch with a great peek onto Kaho. Find your ones there. Kane gonna answer back once again, but hey, that's a rifle taken off of the table. Juka, though, finds Egg W again. Egg has been just stifled on this map thus far.
It's tough. Oh, Bruno, though, showstopper, trying to go over the mid side here. Bruno takes down Stu. Judge looking for a second member to try to pass his way. Not going to find it, though. Going to get that rotation back over towards B. The Judge, though, not going to be the ideal weapon to hold that B site. However, they've drawn just enough attention with this Viper wall and with this Juka lurk mid that B has been completely evacuated. Kane's going to have free reign on the site. Plant sure to come through in just a second, using that boom bot, ensuring that this isn't going to go sideways for them. And nice little ditto match, 3v3 for the post plant. Juka, though, we're going to turn the numbers. He will do just that. Viper v Viper. He wins.
Yeah, and still has that pit. Still opting to save it for a rainy day at that. Granted, at some point you would think that you just pop it, try and get some more utility out of it, just secure a roundup. Bruno might just try and find something. There you go.
I thought maybe
hear
they'd
it in
this round,
stereo sound there on that.
Yeah.
Now, once again, the spike isn't quite planted in the pit, but they're covering every single other angle, sort of forcing them in to one of these areas. Crown with the shorty out as well. Killer Crop is actually able to take down Kane, but Juka's got a really nice angle on the spike here. Crown gonna be able to find another one. Bruno's just looking for kills, but instead it's gonna be Crown saying hello to my little friend. And
Shorty
Bruno
beats
goes
Judge.
down.
Shorty beats Judge. You seen it right there. That was a nice little play, and I actually love that play from Juka, lurking just on the outside of the pit. So yeah, the plant looks a little bit weird, but it's because they're playing in the pit, and right, they have the audio on the spike, and it's planted wide open. They're going to very well be able to swing that, try to find these kills. And right now, if you're UCSC, all that momentum you had seemingly gone to the wayside. You're now down 2 rounds over on this defense. Luckily enough, the economy going to be supplemented for at least this round. We'll see if Juka ends up sticking around with this Judge, maybe trying to play to make sure he can buy out these next 2 rounds. But the money for SFU should dictate full buys the rest of the way out.
Yeah, and Kaho is dictating that he wants to go up here through stairs, going to throw all those Seekers immediately. Egg has just been stifled once again. Isn't able to get anything for themselves. Lelouch, though, going to take down Juka, and Egg finally getting on the board with one on the Kaho.
Obscuring vision.
Glimmer of hope arises for the Slugs here. 5v3. There is some ultimates available. The Cosmic Divide on both sides, as well as that Showstopper, but Killer Cropped going in Astral right now. Kane not going to check into that, though. At the very least, the plant gets put down. But it is going to be a little bit of a challenging hold here for the side of SFU, unless they're able to find a little bit more. The Satchel's coming down.
Oh, the
Killer Crop
blast pack
goes down.
He blast packed him back into the paint shells. He cut off the exit.
That's the Bomba combo right there. Bomba.
You are divided.
now this wall is going to keep sight completely
Okay.
blocked off here. They're just caged in here.
These
Kane, though,
pink
gets
shells.
taken down by AgW. Crown holding right on the wall. Stu peeking. Stu peeks into one, peeks into two, finds two for themselves. But now Crown needs to make some magic happen. Gonna go back around the opposite
They can't
side.
hear.
They have not heard him, but Lelouch is aware. UCSC find themselves a 5th round. Just barely. By the slimmest of margins. 2 shots would have done it.
As scrappy as this is a high IQ game. We are seeing some
Last round
big
in the
brain
half.
lurks, rotations, off-angle creations. It is honestly super, super impressive. And from both teams, too, constantly moving in that carousel, that circle. But it was Santa Cruz getting on the board that one again. Now the ultimates. Gonna be 2 apiece here. We're not gonna see any more at SFU. You're seeing a lot of 1s over there. Actually, these are the only 4 ultimates we're gonna have. It's gonna be the Bladestorm and the Seekers for SFU, Divide and the Bladestorm. So we are gonna see the Iron Chef battle once more.
And we're gonna see Crown pull out an op.
Get out of my way.
I like it.
Says King Me. Maybe trying to find whatever they can. Oh, already lurking all the way up. Sort of a little bit of a roller coming down, but Lelouch able to take advantage of the decay, actually, just to do a little bit of extra damage on the way in. Kane now pushing forward through the jet smoke here. Will be able to find the face check into Lelouch as well. It's a 4v4.
No blades.
UCSC needs to try and find anything that they can. They want to scrape together a 6th round at the very least, even it out, and then potentially just keep this map as even as possible. Juka, though, taking down Egg on the side. Once again, the numbers advantage to SFU.
I've got your trail.
Yeah, SFU looking to control this round. Kansas, though, Judge and Male, name a more dynamic duo. We see it time and time again the last year and a half, it feels like. Seekers going live. Kansas up in heaven now, trying to spot any of these
There's
members.
another.
That's Stu going to get the plant down. Once again, that same kind of plant
Spike
spot.
planted.
Those Seekers went to get some info. Cosmic Divide is there for Santa Cruz, so expect to see that one invested momentarily. Try to cut off some of this sound from these SFU members. Stu going to escape the Roomba's vision, but Killer Crop there for the follow. He's going to find the timing, though, Stu. Big, big kill to start the round. Cosmic Divide off the board.
Yeah, Crown, though, on this timing.
Oh,
Might have just
man.
found the angle here. Great shot gonna come down. And now you have a star on the spike. You can pull it in whenever. Crown, little jump peek action there. Vulnerable to up. Juco with a couple shots from heaven. Gonna take down Kansas as well. 7-5 for SFU on the
Switching
attack.
sides.
And now they go to the defense. And this will answer the question, is this a defensive-sided map or not? UCSC are going to have to do a lot of work to get themselves back up on their feet here.
Yeah, and I think it's just kind of, you don't want to say it just comes down to just win your gunfights, but it's just kind of the distribution of kills. We're seeing a little bit more even of a game from the side of SFU. Granted, it's 7-5. It is a very, very close game, but I think their utility and their timing has been a little bit better, and with Split, I feel like SFU is getting access to a lot of free sites. It feels like every single time they found the plant, it's been relatively unscathed, and they haven't really been getting challenged, so I want to see maybe a different, I would say a different setup. Now they're going to switch sides. So I guess most of that info is going to be irrelevant, but I want to see now, what are they going to be able to do on this offense? Are you going to be able to attack both of these sites? Are you going to be able to keep mixing things up and keep SFU guessing? Or is SFU going to find a nice early read and snowball this game?
Yeah, Bruno clearing out heaven really quickly as well. We talked about mid control, how important it can be. Kaho needs to be careful getting out of this one. Bruno going to spray down with the frenzy. And now, Brown looking the wrong way. Lelouch going to be able to just pile through. They waterfall out through heaven and get the plant down onto this B site. Gonna be difficult to try and retake this, especially with Kansas lurking behind everyone. Kane might be aware of that. Finds a kill on the Kansas as well. 4v3 now. UCSC want to try and find the hold as much as possible.
Egg has the flash ready. Seeing if he can find some timing here. There's the pop flash, full blind. Beautiful job. Bruno off the backside of the swing, too. Lelouch jumping right click. Juke is going down. Kane trade them back. 2v1, though. Kane, 2 members left to fight through. Full health bars as well. And this crossfire set up oh so nicely. It's going to be the flank. Kane, shoulder to shoulder. Bruno, 3K, keeps the round going. That's going to be a dub over to Santa Cruz, taking a pistol to kick things off on
We're
offense.
here because we're the best.
Yeah, really good stuff coming down from UCSC. They find the kills where it matters. And now, SFU, they've got to rethink their defense a little bit here. Just seemed as if the pace was picked up a little bit quicker on the side of UCSC. They were able to understand the rotations that were happening, exactly where members were going to be. Read them like a book, as you mentioned. Not quite the pop-up book, might be a novella, if anything. But still, just going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal. They don't have a lot of rounds to give at that. They don't want to give SFU a chance on their map pick. They would love to do the collegiate special and just trade map picks back and forth. Tahoe getting smoked out already. Spray down. Kane taking so much damage on the way in. Bruno once again able to find it. Able to find a great angle once again.
Okay.
Bruno finds 3 with the Bulldog. We talk about the Sky Dog, but Bruno's the real dog in this one.
Yeah, 2 kills off the Showstopper already, so that is a big pop-off start for this half. That is exactly what you're looking for out of one of those primary duelists. Fantastic job. And now, all onto one. Crown playing a little peekaboo there, a little Astro React. Look at, I will say, the rope movement. Hey, look at surprise Pikachu. Crown, it's only a matter of time. Checking out the plants. Bruno, he's got 3. He's looking for the 4K. Juka having a little bit of fun in the chat too. Look at the snake bites. Look at the flashes. And look at the timing and give Bruno the 4K. That's going to be 7 on the board. And they're having some fun in the chat too.
Yeah, you can see still lighthearted between these two teams with everything that is still on the line.
Bruno and Lelouch.
Yeah, it's crazy. They've been
Wow.
lifting the team up by everything that they're worth. Both of them with 16. The next 2 members combined for 16. We'll have to see how this full buy comes through. Yes, some light shields coming down, but 5 phantoms across the board. Crown, yeah, come on. Let's keep it symmetrical here, buddy.
Come on.
Gonna try and push up mid once again. Is the side of UCSC. Very aware of this will be Juka. Early snake bite, early nades as well. Kyle and Kane find their marks.
That was such a good read in mid. They were ready for that push right when the second it was coming. They shut that down, find 2 big picks, taking down the Rays with the Showstopper, takes out so much utility, and obviously taking down that Viper is going to do a world of good, just like this lurk from Juka. It's always the positioning, time after time. A couple pop shots there. Once this Astra smoke goes down, it's going to be green light for both of these members. Juka trying to find the crossfire with Keho. Not going to find it. Spike still in no man's land, though. This side for Santa Cruz. Not going to be able to touch this Spike, so you're playing for exits, or you're playing for a prayer.
Lelouch just sort of trying to find any damage onto anyone to maybe give some sort of sense of security here. Whoa!
Okay,
able to find Juka through the smoke, though. Sometimes you're just able to find them.
I got
Now,
the spike.
Spike gonna get picked up. 30 seconds left, though. And look at where Stu has been sitting this entire round. Unfazed,
30 seconds
unabashed, sitting on that A site just in case the rotation. But that might come back to haunt them here. 2v2 over on this B site.
20 seconds.
With time ticking. They got to make a move quick. Lelouch going to get sprayed down. And that surely will mean the spike doesn't get planted. Killer Crop might just look for anything that they can. Able to find 1. But time is ticking. They got to get on site here.
10 seconds left.
Crown just lurking. 50 HP on Killer Crop. Going to try and find the plant here. Will be doing it out in the open. Crown just going to come from behind. There is no honor in this game. Crown drops him with a bullet to the back of the head.
Nah, no honor would have been the right click to the back. Come on. That was the most honorable thing he could have done.
You didn't have to see the blood flow at the end either. Granted, we have the adult filter on, so you wouldn't be able to see it anyways. But the disc gonna show up all the same. Full buys, though, on both sides. Once again, Juka gonna be really the only one missing out, but Juka and his judge. Name a more iconic duo here, apart from Juka potentially lying about his height?
Forget Juka. Viper's and ratting with one of the shotguns that are available in the game.
Sometimes you sit in your pit with the Phantom and it just works out as well. Kane. Oh,
Wow.
Bruno.
That's a play.
Lighting him up. Yeah, that just happened.
That was yeah, I was still trying to figure out what the plan was for either team there. Just a bit of a mess, but Santa Cruz is gonna come out looking a little bit more fresh out of that, I suppose. Showstopper online available if they decide to press that button as well. Only 1 member on the A side right now, and it's only there by jump peak. Sky not really gonna give you that much defensive utility to do though. The pings are going out, the shots are going out too. Check in PC for him as well. Both of these members finding kills through the smoke. Stu though, run up here by Bruno, the Showstopper, double blast pack, and yep, nowhere to go. Bruno's got another 3K, 2 members left as well, and he's got time to operate and a full health bar.
Yeah, and unlocking Bruno onto a duelist as opposed to Sova has done wonders for UCSC thus far. Juka trying to just find the angle through. Killer Cop taking a couple shots, but they know where the Viper lands. Bruno gonna be the one to peek. Bruno gets taken down, Killer Cop trading it out, but now Crown in a 1v2. We've seen Crown do some pretty crazy things thus far on this map. Will this 1v2 be one of them? Unfortunately gets caught looking the wrong way. Killer Cop ends up cleaning out that round. Tied up at 8s here. And SFU, they're going to be forced back onto a little bit of a save, a mixed econ here. Kane and Kyle have enough for guns if they so desire, but the rest of the team not going to be sitting pretty in the economic distribution here. Feeling a little bit lower class at the end of this as they decide what to go for. It's going to be a Ghost on Crown. Maybe, yeah, there's some other things we expect of Marshall.
What I'm a little bit surprised by, too. Didn't see a timeout in the first game. Not that I would have expected to see one in a tie game because you're not feeling bad about how things are going, but one timeout or 0 timeouts so far in a game and a half. A little bit surprising.
A little bit surprising. Then again, might speak to these teams not wanting them. Kaho.
Domed.
My goodness. That's a court martial and a half right there.
Domed.
That's another dome right there. We should only say stuff if they get headshots. Dome.
Headshot. Keep going.
Crown.
One more. He's got it.
Don't look for it. Dome.
Headshot.
Bruno's got a 3K.
Again.
Dome.
Headshot.
Kane looking to make things interesting though.
Rosa.
Not gonna be able to land that one. Takes a little bit of damage. Bruno go though, moving over for the ace. Let's see what Bruno can do. There is a rifle in the hands of Kane.
Headshot!
Domed once again. The ace for Bruno. Man, we probably could have put a little bit more into that one, but hey, they got. Oh my goodness.
We had to commit. Listen, to be
Commit
fair,
to the
neither of us expected that to actually go all 5 kills. We were hopeful because the angles were looking good, but when we were calling it the first 2 kills, we did not see it being. And to be fair, it was nothing special. He literally was just repositioning and winning 1v1s. There was no util. Nobody was flashing for him. Those were just good old-fashioned solo bolos, 1x1 times 5. He gets his way back to the showstopper almost in the same round there. 6 out of 8, like get a round and a half ago or something. But Bruno right now, man, standout player of this game by a country mile. Lelouch, no slouch either, but Bruno, he is the mix right now.
Yep, Sergio Kitchens has been cooking up quite a bit here. Lelouch as well has been doing their part. SFU on their map pick are getting out-fragged for sure, but the rounds not quite telling the entire story. Bruno once again looking to get aggressive here. Lelouch as well, getting incredibly deep into enemy territory, finds the pick on Stu. These smokes have been so difficult to deal with. Dodging around this Astro Wall as well. Quite fantastic stuff coming down, but here comes the pit. They're going to try and punish Juka right away. They spot him out. There's more coming through from Bruno. Please stop this man. He is more than just him. He is more than Timothy. He is Hemi Neutron. Boy, genius. But SFU refusing to relent, refusing to give up. Kane with 33 HP. Kensis on the side. They don't know where the Viper is. Kensis has found an incredible flank here. Spray down coming down. The clutch from Kensis as UCSC find their 10th round. And oh my goodness, they are starting to come alive here in the second map.
26 kills over on Bruno. He is absolutely smurfing into this lobby. This is an absolutely outstanding performance. We haven't seen the 30 bomb for a while. We've seen the mid-high 20s. We have not seen someone get that 30 kill mark in quite a couple games on CVAL. I'm guessing Bruno is going to get there. I literally think the last 4 rounds, it was 3K, Ace, 3K, and then 2K.
2K, yeah.
Yeah.
Casual.
Insane.
We've seen these raises go on these runs as well. Yesterday, especially, Shove was just able to pop off. Probably the primary reason why SDSU were able to take down what some were considering the turning favorites. Kane, though, gets sprayed down. Bruno finds another one. Why don't you, buddy? Get yourself a game going for you. And now this B site seems to be the angle. Some of these smokes, though, going to deter the push for the time being. Rotations coming down. Juka moving up mid once again. But look at where Kensis is. And I've loved how Kensis has played this. Nats, Kensis. Saw it yesterday coming through from some other players. Specifically Cody just lurking. Taking their time on his Viper.
I've got your trail.
4v2 once again. Seekers and surround sound coming out for us. Gonna be the flash as well. Kane's gonna have to make something crazy happen here. Lelouch going way up,
Enemy remaining.
going into the sky. Killer Crop's got a 3K now going, and Crown's gonna have a lot of work ahead of them here. Just trying to find any angle they can. Gonna try and go through spawn, but even still, so many angles that can be held down by the side of UCSC.
Yeah, and the only angle that's going to help Crown win this one is probably a 160-degree angle where he is 2 inches away from somebody, because right now these rifles are trained on every single doorway. Even a breath, a misstep, stepping on a leaf or a twig will give him away, and will surely call for the dogs to get sent after him. Just waiting, trying... With the judge, you're probably trying to play for an exit, because realistically, peeking this right side, you're not going to win the fight with the judge. However... I guess you can. Little double taps there. The doof gonna find one, but Egg is gonna answer back. So no harm, no foul. They keep 3 guns online. They take this one to 11, and now we're gonna see a timeout finally getting called.
Yeah, and no sooner than you can afford it at this point. Looking at this economy, it is rifle full shields or rifle light shields and util here for the side of SFU. They will have to get themselves back in the driver's seat here. And once again, split, defensive-sided, hardly nowhere. Doesn't exist here. This is collegiate.
Apparently. I mean,
The
that's
meta
literally
is
right.
different.
Yeah. The game is different, the meta is different, the maps are different, the players are different.
This
It
is
all
what,
means nothing.
This is what collegiate is all about, though. You can see teams just trading back map pick. We've seen it a lot in pro as well. You know, you'll pick a map and you're like, oh, I was unfamiliar with their game. Shaquille O'Neal apologizes once again. But as always, SFU, they're going to have to make something happen. They're going to have to get themselves back in the zone in a lot of ways, because it feels as if for these last 7 rounds, they haven't really had their heads screwed on straight in a lot of ways. And it's given so much room for UCSC to warm up, to get into their own zone here. And now 2 rounds away from potentially pushing us over to Fracture. And of all of the decider maps to get, or Pearl, sorry, it's Pearl.
Yeah.
Of all the decider maps, statement still stands. Pearl will definitely be one to be intrigued on, because these teams going over to a map that can be somewhat attacker-sided as well. They might just change the meta and make it defensive-sided for all we know. But UCSC, you've given them time to warm up. The momentum gain has been true this time around, and they are firing on all cylinders here. Bruno been the main ringleader in that regard.
Yeah, now SFU, not really much more room to make mistakes. If you drop this round to drop this by, the game might be over. Kansas, though, down to 10 HP. A lot of chip damage, but still going to be alive. Showstopper in the back pocket for them as well. Paying shells toward mid there. Bruno up in mail already. The Showstopper, though. Double blast pack. Crown wants no part of that. He's going to head for the hill. Juka takes down Egg. Actually, Kane, rather. Kane is going to escape. Lelouch is going to find Juka. Seeker's going to follow as well. Low health bar on the spooky Santa Cruz members. Bruno, though. A Seeker there turns and fires, though. Crown gets taken down. All of a sudden, site has been taken, but Kane and Lelouch still going back and forth. All these duelists, man. Throwing blows. Viper Pit invested. Health bars low.
Yeah, lots of fall damage being taken, actually. Both Bruno and Lelouch took a little bit of fall damage there, and normally it's not something to point out, but it could be pivotal here. Lelouch is right next to them. Gonna be able to find one. And in this corner here, Kyle's able to find 2.
1 HP.
And it was all down. Oh my god.
Yeah, dab on him. Accurate.
Ready.
Maybe go soprano there. My goodness.
I was gonna say, I thought your mic it was like cut out. It was like so high pitched.
Listen, these plays have been impressive there. And of course, you can still see the economy from UCSC is in good shape, but nonetheless, SFU, timeout. While their strategies may not have been there, Kaho's individual play, taking a breather, letting the hands rest for a little bit, definitely was. Main thing to keep in mind, though, if UCSC win this round, there's going to be nothing left for SFU. They have lost their loss bonus. They will have nothing left in the inventory. They need to rattle off a couple rounds in a row here to keep themselves afloat.
Yeah, they're already on Bulldog Light Armor and Double Judge, so the economy, because there was only 1 member left alive, already took a rather fat hit, so they have to be very careful.
Ooh.
The chip damage, that is going to be the top frag down. Bruno being taken down. Such a bright spot with these ultimates being in the toe as well. This is exactly the kind of round that SFU was looking for. A nice, clean round. Get the advantage. Now play into these advantages. Don't give anything easy. Oh, the dash. Kane not giving anything easy. That's a blast pack out of heaven. Oh, little nice little rope tech there. But it is a 5v3. SFU looking mighty, mighty clean here.
Killer Crop gonna have to try and find this pick on a Crown early. You need to take this Astra off the board. You need to take those smokes away. But Crown, once again with the judge. Doof indeed. Able to find another one, but Kensis is right there. They are staring at each other. Kensis, you have to be aware of where Crown could be.
Oh no.
Oh
Don't
man.
do it. Moments before disaster.
Kane as well, gonna be looking right at Egg. Egg able to pick that one up though. And all of a sudden this round, not as easy as it seems. Crown gonna make sure it is even harder than it seems. In fact, it's gonna be Stu finding another one. 10 on the board for SFU and UCSC. All that momentum that they had has gone away in a sense. They're gonna be pushed back onto a little bit of an interesting bind. This time around, they're gonna call a timeout.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to afford rifles if they use that Blade Storm. I think they're going to have 4 rifles plus light armor on 1 member. But for SFU, that was exactly the round that they needed. Winning the rounds right now, yes, it's fantastic, but they were already on 2 doofs in the Bulldog. If they lost 3 or 4 of those weapons, they were going to be pretty much stuck on pistols, SMGs, trying to fight off what is pretty much going to be a pretty congruent full buy coming through from the side of Santa Cruz. So now the fact that they stabilize the economy, they're going to be able to buy for next as well. So if they can win this round now, they can actually flip this game completely on its head. And then it's going to be Santa Cruz looking for a desperation play to try to save the series. But still got to tie the game first.
Yeah, there's still decent amount of time here. 3 rounds to really decide everything. Whether that goes towards UCSC or towards SFU, or if they split the difference and end up going to overtime. Definitely would not be surprising considering it is split. Home of legendary overtime matchups in the past. Always the Game 3, Game 5 special in a lot of ways. This time around, though, SFU selected this map, and they looked as if they were going to be in the driver's seat for most of this. But then UCSC come back with a vengeance. They find themselves 6 rounds thus far on the attack. Another one would push it to overtime.
Get out of my way.
One past that will be even better. The Blade Storm gets popped, though. They are going for this A push. Is spotted out by that guiding light, though. This guy gonna tell everyone blinded. They're gonna try and find some angles here, but look at how defensive this setup is. 5 members here compared to the
Oh,
team
they
from
got
SFU.
everything.
The dog is so aware as well now.
Yeah, that was a huge Trailblazer. Spotted out at least 2 or 3, however. SFU still not committing these rotations, playing a little bit more diligent just in case the rotations do come through. Divide, though, probably going to be a strong signal. The A site is going to be the preference. Rotations still yet to come through, but Plant also hasn't been found yet. Stu, though, making a lot of noise, and Bruno's made his way up here. Gonna give the game away, though. Paint Shell's gonna get Stu back off site there. No damage found, but does have heavy control now. Blast Pack 1. Blast Pack 2 out there trying to stall that zoning, potentially. Egg. Trailblazer up the ropes there. Nice little maneuverability there. Getting up the ropes in the boxes,
They're leaving.
They're going to mail, but Bruno, there's a member waiting for you. It's going to be Juka finding him the Paint Shells, the Blade Storm. Answered back, though. 4v4. Snake Bite down through mid. We might see this rotation back for the A side, but SFU once again send 2 members over to A. They are swinging so well, and now Cropped is down. They do have the blades, but that is your smokes gone. That is a blind toward the Lucians. All they have information. Central Juka trying to spot one more out. Crown finds Kensis. Oh my goodness, it is all going wrong. SFU taking control, taking over.
Oh my goodness.
And taking us to a tie game, 11-11. Just the positioning, the placement, the IQ, everything coming together so perfectly. And now we've got a tie game, and they've got some ultimates cooking as well.
And now it's a matter of, are UCSC playing for overtime or are they playing for the win? They're going to be able to afford most of what they want here. It's not going to be the best of buys, but
with
hey.
These ultis, you have to play for OT, I think. It's tough. I'm happy I don't play. I don't have to make these calls.
Me too, at this point, honestly.
Because they all
when
sound
crunch
good
time
sometimes.
comes, it is all down to it.
Oh!
Bruno! That's a fourth quarter performance right there. You gotta pick up an early kill here. Numbers advantage now over to the side of UCSC. And this time around, maybe not gonna be as hesitant on this rotation. Maybe pulling the trigger a little bit earlier. And this might be what they're looking for. They've caused a lot of misdirection. 3 members towards this A site and immediately turning tail and running. Granted, some of those sound cues gonna give the plan away.
Look where Crown is playing too.
Crown? This is an off angle as well. You don't expect someone to be there unless you're Kensis. Kensis all too aware of that. Crown gonna have to play some incredible defense here, as is Juka. Here comes the showstopper. Kane taking down
Spike
Egg.
down, B.
Juka finding Lelouch, but it's Killer Cropped and Bruno finding a couple
nice
more.
shot.
Bruno taking off the board. It's a 2v2. Spike is down right out in the open, but Juka's looking the wrong way. Kensis able to get it here. And you said they were playing for overtime. To hell with that. They're playing for the win. Kaho, though, looking for everything. Able to find
way.
9 HP and a dream. Killer Cropped. Taken off the board, but Kensis has all the
30
health in the
seconds
world. A stray bullet, a breath onto Kaho will take him down.
Spike
But
planted.
the Wind Ninja's gonna have to make it happen. Will not be the case. Kensis with the overkill headshot. And 12 on the board for UCSC.
Point.
Now on to map point. Bruno, 30 kills on the board.
There's the 30 bomb.
Full buy for both
One
these
off the
teams to close it
showstopper
out.
too.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Juka, I will say, Juka has the pit, Crown has divide. Two of the best
Crown has
defensive
the op.
ultimates you can set up, which is going to be so helpful. Yeah, Crown is going to opt to light armor on Cropped. The rest of these members, though, like you said, it's going to come down to just who is going to outskill the other. Bruno, though, if he can get the showstopper is the Viper pit counter, because you just fire that sucker into the middle, and there's a half decent chance you're going to take down that Viper being Juka. It's the garage stack, though. 3 up towards one member working off site. That's going to be upshot. That's going to be Crown getting swatted out. Oh, that's going to spend the shoulder shot. Not going to be down. Now Crown pinned down. Going to need some assistance from his teammates, and Kane is going to give it to him. He's going to find the first kill, taking down that Jet. Viper pit over on A2. It's going to be a mid or B hit.
Oh.
Ensis finds a kill on Kao. That's going to open up mid.
And the major thing is that this pit is great if they're coming through a main. But
Yes.
if they go through vents, it is so difficult for Juka to leave this. Interestingly enough, though, look at where Juka's
What a
sitting.
read!
He's outside of the
Spike
pit
down,
once
Egg.
again.
Read.
Egg, like a textbook, is read right before the exam, and Juka can now just lurk and lurk and lurk and lurk. But look at where Kensis is. Kensis has entered the pit. Juka where Kensis able to find it. UCSC are going for broke. They are going for the Hail Mary here. They want to win exactly now. And they're going to get that spike planted.
Welcome to my world.
Viper
Oh,
the
no.
other way now. Yeah, this is going to be very tough. 18 HP on Stu too. So absolutely in the cards to pull off, but things have gotten substantially more tricky. Crown slowly walking, just has the shorty. Bruno's got the off angle. The
Whoa.
shorty, both shots found, 15 HP. Now the showstopper's online as well. And he's looking for Kane. The blast pack takes down Bruno though.
Killer Crop!
Blast pack beats showstopper. Killer Crop on the flank though. Kane taken down. Now it's all on Stu. Guiding light to deter. But Killer Crop knows it's all about the spike right now. Astrowell gonna get Stu off the mark for just a moment.
Timing.
That looks like it'll be enough to get this timer down. The
Oh.
frag is found.
Attackers win.
13-11. Map 3 we go for the decider.
And my goodness, what a comeback from UCSC. They're able to steal away that map pick away from SFU. And in no sooner time than they could. That was down to the wire once again between these two. And you can just see these titans fighting up against each other. They want to get to that winners finals. They want to get as close to an auto qualify as possible. And it really just comes down to this final map. We're going over to Pearl, and that's going to be really interesting to see how these strategies coincide, because we've seen SFU have very strong rounds on the attack. Their defense on Haven didn't have to be amazing because of the advantage that they were able to incur. But still, it worked out in their favor, and now UCSC need to make some magic happen here. They've got the momentum in their favor. Now they just have to push through to the end.
I will say, if Bruno is going to come out looking like Durka again on map 3, I am not so sure SFU is going to find an answer, because he came alive on Splittin. He was the sole catalyst. The rest of the team played great, but he was the catalyst. He was that shot in the arm they were looking for to get them through that game, and he did just that. That's going to earn them the right to go over to Pearl, but we are going to take one more break between that. We have our last map of the evening coming up. UCSC taking on SFU to decide who's moving on.
With only one series on the docket tonight, of course we're going to get 3 games. Rare Adam and Jobin back at you once again. UCSC strike back with a force to be reckoned with in Bruno on that raise on split there. And off we go to Pearl, where both of these teams are going to have to bring something different to the table. They're going to have to adapt from what they've learned over this series to try and secure a top 3 spot in our CVAL West spring tournament. Jobin, we finally get the fun facts up. Finally.
Do we?
Do we?
Do we?
There we go.
We do. There we go. We have some keeping up with CVAL West tradition. We have the greatest pictures known to mankind. Nice little forehead can from Egg. I mean, to be fair, Egg's name in that shot fit very, very well, I would say. And you see, we talked about Bruno being the alter ego, being Sergio Kitchens. That's what we've been referencing for a lot of the series. And just you can see, I know, big K-pop fans, obviously very, very good at Valorant too. You can just see a lot of these West Coast teams, man, seem to be a lot more relaxed, a lot more, willing to have fun with some of these fun facts and stuff like that. So it's always really fun to see stuff like this.
Yeah, and of course, Bruno has the shot where he's just right up there and personal,
Well, that's how he got 30 kills. Like
That's
Boaster,
how you have to
nose
do it.
to
Oh
it.
my goodness. Yeah, put your nose right up to it as well. You got to be touching the screen. Not really sure how you play Valorant. I guess you put your mouse and your keyboard like behind your monitor in that situation. I'm sure that is the worst thing for LANs to deal with, though. You go to a LAN and you do that, they're going to be like, bro, come on. We have all the wiring back there. Just play properly, man. Nonetheless, Bruno apparently was playing properly. He was nice and proper in that split matchup there. 30 kills for himself. Of course, Lush has been no slouch the entire time either. And of course, now we go to Pearl, where agents, they can get a little bit more variable there. Of course, Harbor, one of those agents that we've seen rise up in popularity a lot. Raze has been an agent that a lot of people have picked up as well. I'm curious to see whether we get different comps this time around, because it's been 2 mirrored comps. They've traded their map picks. And now onto Pearl. Will we see the same comps come through again? Who will end up coming out on top? Or are we just going to get like 8 overtimes or something like that? Of course, that'll be decided right now.
Let's say you want new comps? I'll close my eyes. Killjoy, Astra, Viper, KO, Raze, some amalgamation of that. What are we at right now? Yeah, looking pretty good except for the Raze, actually. So it's looking like the is this the salty run back? Kind of, except for the Raze. Kind of the same Ascent comp or Haven comp we saw. Well, listen, they like their agents, okay? They have preference. It's very clear.
Man,
I know, man. Listen,
3
to be
mirrored
fair,
comps.
a lot of teams, that is true, actually. We haven't seen 3 mirrored comps maybe ever, actually, casting CVAL. But the one thing I was hoping, and that I guess I understand it, I've seen some teams pick up the Harbor Viper on Pearl, but I haven't seen that many teams pick it up. So if you already don't play a lot of Pearl, I definitely can understand not picking up the Harbor Viper. I kind of like it because it's honestly just flat out annoying. It's very, very tough to play into. On the B site, it is an absolute nuisance. On the A site, it's not any more fun. So I love the combination, but obviously we're going to get some stock standard Valorant. If you closed your eyes, you wouldn't think we're on Ascent right now.
Man, I
know.
Listen, I've been an advocate for Phoenix on Pearl for so long. And these teams, man, like I got
will
Sage
say,
games
though,
yesterday and all that, but Phoenix on this map is so good.
I feel like Phoenix is kind of hit and miss, though, depending on who's piloting it. Like
Yes.
Jet, I think Jet inherently gives you a little bit more value because of the space you can take and the smokes and everything else, the rest of it. I think Phoenix is a little bit more niche, and even then, right, like, if someone's really, really good on Jet and really good on Phoenix, I'm probably going to take the Jet player just, whether that's biased or not. Nice little recon dart. Mid-stack, though. A little bit different for pistol.
Yeah, Kyle, of course, on this attacking side here. Gonna get flashed out as well. Long range from Egg, but Kane able to strike first on this KO. Be able to pick that one up as Kao already very deep in here. We get the KO Kaho situation once again. Oh, pushing forward aggressively. That's another one picked up. They are swarming this B site. Now Kao gets a nice little upgrade for themselves as Killer Crop gets taken down from range. All down to Kensis, but Juka is very aware of this one. Flawless start for SFU as they start off on the right foot here.
Of course, Juka finds the last kill lurking randomly in back CT side spawn mid. Yeah, makes sense. That's just how Juka likes to play. Just get everywhere you're not supposed to be. I will say, though, Pearl might be the best map in the game for lurking, trying to find these little weird skirmish angles. It's very, very good for those players that are very good at ratting it up in the corner. and being very, very sneaky. So if you know how to play into that, and you're, you know how fast-paced Pearl can play, it's something that can definitely aid you in that offense. But
here.
default setup looks like a pretty heavy defensive rush here, possibly toward mid.
Yeah, you can see him just pushing forward, trying to find anything with these pistols, but it's a very quick stack. And SFU, they make some noise and they
just want the
cut
orb.
all sound. Gonna take the long walk to be here.
They just wanted the
Juka,
orb.
once again, he's just staring at a wall. Just like, hey, listen, someone's gonna come here eventually, right?
Surely. Well, especially on the second round, like you're expecting the other team to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe trying to try and be a little bit cute, but Santa Cruz not going to acknowledge that for the time being. KJ set up at A, Astra start over there as well, so just kind of waiting to get some contact here. SFU, bit slower of a start, but again, just trying to read out the defensive setup here, seeing what they might be running into. It looks like it's going to be that KJ turret. They're going to spot the well. Owl drone though is going to spot Lucio back corner, so they're going to get the info they need. They're going to take the site. KO, he's looking for a fight.
Yeah, you can see Kao just pushing forward aggressively. Lelouch not going to be very privy to that one. Stu with the spray down, but Egg and Bruno able to reply in kind. Bruno picking up where he left off, and as soon as that happens, Crown and Kane come through with the Bulldogs. Nice pickup there. Only 2 guns lost overall, but it was a Stinger. Believe there was maybe a Spectre thrown in there as well. So overall, not a bad look for the side of SFU. As they continue to try and snowball on this early momentum that they've got. Kane 4-0-2 leading the way, the most experienced member of this squad, looking to use that expertise in these tough situations, in these X-Factor situations, to be that man to take them across the line.
Yeah, and that is the weird thing too, just seeing Bruno go from playing the play style of his Raze and watching the Sova. Obviously, the agents play vastly different, but just seeing I don't know if he'd be better maybe playing a Duelist, or maybe the Sova is that backside pocket pick. Lush though, gonna pick off Kane there nice and early. So Santa Cruz digging their heels in, nice early pick, taking down the KO, always gonna help things out.
Yeah, Lelouch able to trade, but Stu finds 2.
HP 2 on.
Look at that. Stu has been great in these early rounds consistently. I say that as we cast a curse immediately. Kensas able to find that one, but Juka in a little bit of a sandwich situation here. Call it an egg sandwich. The cook madame comes true, and now Crown with 18 HP in a dream gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of heavy lifting. This is Atlas Globe under shoulders level stuff right now. 1v3. At this point, honestly, do you just try to grab the orb and, let bygones be bygones? If they swing you, so be it. Try to get close to that divide. But he's going to opt away. 40 seconds left. I guess they do have time to hit this rotation. But the only thing is, the longer he takes, the more they're going to suspect that rotation probably going to come to fruition. So
30 seconds
he's going to
left.
take the walk to B. Also, though, that pesky little KJ turret going to be a rather large deterrent.
The snitch, as usual. The killjoy
Informant.
turret. The informant, the diplomat, the spy, everything that you could hope for. Won't have the cloak and dagger in that situation. Interestingly enough, will be avoiding that turret at the very least by dropping the smoke down. And now a little bit of chaos coming down on the side. Crown just going to continue to try and march forward through these smokes, avoid the killjoy turret at all costs. It might have gotten... Oh!
We're talking about Wingman clutching up rounds. That is the original low bro. The turret taking matters into its own hands. I don't need you to help me. I'm gonna take you down all by my own. Listen, the turret's trying to get the upgrade, trying to get the the evolution so it can turn into the lockdown.
Of course. 18 HP. Well, we should have known. We know that killjoy shots do 6 apiece. They're all chatting. They're having fun with it, but nonetheless, you can see
it's a KJ turret. That you have to have fun
it's a killjoy turret. You gotta give the homie a little bit of cred there, but nonetheless, buys coming through once again. Full buys on both sides here. SFU opting for a cup. Ooh, opting for the Odin. Little friend is coming out to play once again. SFU though, they're gonna try for a B hit this time around. The SAR, as usual from Astra, very good. You pull it back, you're just able to move through aggressively. Lelouch gets caught a little bit. No damage taken, but Kaho very aware of the location of his jet.
Yeah, they got some info. Cosmic Divide is going to get popped out now. Recon Bolt, flash backside. Well, too! Oh, the Astral Well is perfect! And the Fragment Grenade, everything works backside and Hall. And Crown, one more with Odin, shot dart to the chin there. The spray down is going all SFU right now. And Crown looking for the melee, looking for a little bit of extracurricular, but blink and you missed it. Divide, and then all the bodies hit the floor, and SFU walks away the victors.
Crown there, playing around that divide perfectly. Giving us a little bit of vertigo while you're at it there. The well into the nade as well. Great stuff coming through from SFU, layering the utility perfectly on top of each other. We said it was going to be attacker-sided to an extent, and thus far, it hasn't been true a third of the way through this first half. The first sixth. Eventually, we have to stop, like, cutting these up into fractions. We're going to start getting into, yeah, I know the first 12th of the half, you know, the first 24th. Yeah, it's one round. Come on. Nonetheless, good stuff coming down as Crown with the Fisher-Price Odin there, firing a couple of Nerf bullets into the wall.
I feel like the Odin's one of those, like, one, you know, like the ones that shoot like the tennis balls.
Possibly. Yeah, like, you know, the Junkrat gun.
Yeah.
Except
like
this
that.
one fires a lot faster. This time around, though, all command popped.
Oh, Cloudburst is, you know, not the Harbor Bubble, but the Cloudburst will do the job to get the plant down. Now they can just play for C longer. Kane taking down Kensis. This is probably going to signal a slight disaster, because now you don't have that Astra online. You can't block this defuse. Nanoswarm setup's already there. The Sova's playing backsides to be long. It's just going to be such a difficult task. 2 flashes, though. Lush, for the timing here, he's got Egg and Bruno side by side. Egg, though, does have the classic. 1 Nanoswarm gone. Wow. Alarm bot off the spike as well. There's the other one, though. Going to pop down their Cloudburst. Trying to stall out as long as they can. Lush has the Vandal. One of these long-range fights, but Stu, it's all going his way. He finds 3. 1 answer back. Stu looking for the 4th. The shock dart, merely a distraction for the Odin, the main course. And SFU, back-to-back big wins.
Yeah, this is looking good for SFU. It seems as if they haven't let losing their map pick deter them in any way, shape, or form. And this economy is booming. They've got so much going for them. Kaho can get a buy or could just pick up that Blade Storm, opting to get the buy from Stu here, who's maxing out on credits next round. Very strong start for SFU. They have not lost a beat here. One thing to note, UBC were the original Pearl main teams in a lot of ways, and just down the road, 45 minutes away, SFU out. There's a campus in the middle of Vancouver. There's a campus out in the Okanagans. You've got lots of options for which way to go if you want to get there from UBC. Apparently, the strategies have translated over to an extent, because this is a great opener from the side of SFU, using that experience Kane had with you Alberta members, per se, to work in their favor, get a little bit of a leg up on the competition, as Bruno taking a lot of damage, as you mentioned, going from the Raze to the Sova. Just a little bit of it doesn't really make sense in our heads in a way, but of course, this
feels like they're not letting him cook. Obviously, right, it is one of his big picks, because if he's playing the Sova multiple maps, it's clearly going to be one of those pocket picks, but I just feel like the play style that I saw, just his creativity, his space can be a little bit more used well on that Raze. So from, you know, it's early in the game, all it takes, we know the gun skill is there. We saw plenty of times it was headshot, you know, domed headshot. We saw plenty of times where that pop-off wasn't really reliant on the agents. So he'll probably get going at some point in this game. Hopefully it's going to be sooner than later. Blade Storm for Santa Cruz, though, seeing if they can find anything. It's going to be this heavy B rotation. They have a pretty good idea that it's coming. The Private Grenade, though, is going to split the team up, and the Nano Swarm will finish off the job. Crown, though, wall of bullets down goes Crown.
Yeah, Egg just sort of stuck now. And now Kao's on the timing. Kane finds another one. Null command popped on site, I believe. Kane, though, goes down right away. It was the null command on the opposite side there from Egg to try and shut everything down. The Odin coming down, raining down Fury. But the time is not in their favor. Crown needs to get this plant down. Oh my goodness, through the wall is Egg. Able to find it. And now time is ticking. He won't have time to get the spike down. Kao needs to find everyone. But Bruno will simply play the pacifist angle. Kaho finds it, but 2 seconds too late. The spike will still get planted for the money. But UCSC, they steal around the way from SFU.
I guess not the worst round for SFU. Obviously, the win would have been a lot more, you know, a lot better. But you found all the kills that you wanted to. You got all 5 members down. You found the plant, so got some money in the back pocket. And now looking at the buys, Lelouch is going to go with the operator. I thought maybe they were going to reallocate. They're still thinking about it. Yeah, I was going to say, the operator seems like a great idea, but if Lush were to get picked off B-Long, that is a big tool that is going to possibly go over the way of SFU. But they're not even going to entertain this B push, so that is a lot of space being taken by this Jet that is probably going to go to the wayside. But if they can withstand this, look at all that util on A, though. That is a stack.
Yeah, big stack on A here. They're trying to get this round once again, despite them winning. You know, it's not going to be the best of situations. They did not keep any guns over from that previous round. Bruno, though, gets a lot of value. Look at that. Everyone, it feels, taking a little bit of damage.
I think he shot 2 of his teammates high key.
Yeah, it might have been the
He
situation. A little bit of friendly fire, but Lelouch in spawn. Kaho caught napping as the Stinger finds its mark once again. The second best sniper in the game, able to find a shot onto Kaho.
Yeah, Juka. Once again, the lurk monster, but the timing wasn't going to be good. Waiting for the reswing. Oh, Egg! Gonna land 1 shot. Down. Pop flash is good. Oh, caught him in the toe, though. Egg getting taken down. Chopped down at the knees. 4v4. 40 seconds left, so lots of time to operate. Lots of time to scout things out. Recon dart first thing going. Couple members all backside here. Plant gonna get started. Kens is gonna go for the swing. No support, though. Crown. Right back, Bruno. This Stinger, though. These Stingers have been absolutely lights out. Santa Cruz, they're going to find the Thrifty, and they're going to upgrade all 3 of those weapons.
Yeah, the craziest thing is it was a Thrifty after they won.
Yeah.
And that's just because all those guns weren't left available for them. But now, look how booming the economy is. 7,000 credits available for Lelouch. Going to be trading around some guns as well and move them onto the right members. Egg going to be really the only person whose wallet is looking a little bit thinner. Probably going to have to dig into those student loans once again. But Lelouch with that operator will be operating as smoothly as possible over on this B site. And now, SFU, after a raucous start, now getting brought back down to earth a little bit.
You know, after you get the overheat, you gotta have a little bit of time to cool off. Just a little bit. SFU, they like to go through this little left side mid stack. Nanoswarm setups, though, have been here fairly consistently. Been a very good job of Santa Cruz as well, mixing up the KJ setups, keeping SFU guessing, trying to get them a little bit indecisive about where they want to hit, how fast they want to hit it. Turret watching inside of Art there. Astrostar also there to support things. A site littered with util, separated throughout. This mid push, though, looks like Santa Cruz trying to put some pressure through mid here.
Yeah, they're going to try and find it. Killer Crop, though,
Oh
is
my.
going to be facing the gallery. Not the art gallery this time around, though.
want to find
Once
it.
that smoke fades, they're going to be in deep trouble. Killer Crop will find
down
one.
A.
But now this Odin sitting in secret will be oh so challenging to deal with. Kansas, the little rat, going to be able to find one once again. Makaho still going to be able to get the spike. Oh, Juku goes down. Yeah, Bruno able to find it. Knife just going out as a little bit of a distraction. But now 2v4 situation. This crossfire is going to be everything for Kaho and Stu. Stu not going to be able to find the shots. It is all down to Kaho. 17 HP in a dream. The shock dart won't be the one to clean it up. Kensis finds it with the Phantom. Egg gonna defuse, and all of a sudden, 4-4, we're tied back up here.
That round felt
Yeah,
like
after the
so
defuse.
many. Yeah, surely. Yeah, once they actually finish, yeah, don't want to make sure they don't choke anything. But that round felt like a story of like almost in what if for SFU. There were so many fights where they were just a couple frames away from turning the fight the other way. But that is why it is a game of inches. And as far as inches, this economy starting to get, you know, feet and miles ahead as far as that Santa Cruz side. They're going to put these weapons back together. The money starting to fill those bank accounts as well, especially through Kansas and Luch. Bruno actually sitting pretty as well. But the rest of these members over on SFU pretty much investing everything they have this round. Hunter's Fury is online. But after this, they're going to be pretty strapped for the cash.
That's the major thing as well. They need to try and find some new angles, at least for SFU. They need to try and open up the map a little bit more, I think. They've been very scared of going B, and this might be a big reason why Lelouch with that operator, Stone Cold Killa over there with the cryostasis, has just been a force to be reckoned with, even if he isn't getting that many kills. He's just there, and you have to be mindful of that. They're going to take their talents elsewhere, though. Going over to A Beach, if possible. But opening up the map, this is what we wanted to see. Granted, not a whole lot of space has been garnered in their favor. It's really only been towards this B site.
Yeah, and Santa Cruz does a really good job of, if they don't feel the push coming in the first 15-20 seconds, they slowly start to walk forward, try to cut off some of that space, use these nano setups. Those ones a little bit off-center, though, to block that right side door. Operator, ready and waiting, looking for the timing. 0 point to spot out, though. Looking for the bullets.
Oh.
He's got a member right in the heart of his crosshair. Juka takes down Bruno. Looking for the swing. The shot's not going to go, and Juka's got 2. Juggling the operator as well. Now it is complete site taken over for SFU. And they've got everything they want to stop this lockdown, though.
You should run.
Yeah, gonna be difficult to take it down.
Nowhere to run.
The solo ultimate gonna be popped as well, though. Both lockdowns invested. They're taking down the lockdown. Will just in the nick of time as well, and now the extra lockdown on the opposite side just gonna keep Kansas at bay for the time being. Aiming down sights here. Kaho still holding Hall's gonna swing out. Kansas, there's so many members, but Crown says anything you can do, I can do better, especially when you're using my own gun. SFU get another one back on the board.
Yeah, a little battle of the gods there, Odin v Odin, but it is Crown ultimately coming out on top. And now the economy going to be a little bit more stabilized as we get to the latter stage of this half. SFU though, again, full rifles, that Odin prevalent as ever in this lobby. Lush is going to go back to that operator. He was so close. Even if he could find that first pick and dash back to the other side of Halls, that could have endlessly opened up things. But gets shut down, just misses that one shot. And with that operator, you are so reliant on finding that first shot. If you miss that first bullet, usually things not going to go your way. But we actually haven't seen the full B stack from SFU in maybe 10 rounds, but Lush has a great read through mid and finds the op pick.
Yeah, they're pushing forward aggressively once again. Kaho leading the charge as always. Lush, though, once again sitting here with that operator. Different angle this time around, but blinded up. Forced back in the smoke. Killer Crop, though, gonna find Kaho. Kane gonna reply. Lelouch able to reply. Trades as it goes in favor of UCSC thus far.
Yeah, Owl Drone is gonna spot Crown behind Hall there. Crown firing off all the util they can. Lush up close and personal with the shorty, looking for the double shot.
Stu.
Not gonna find it. Stu's good for 2. Looking for the spray. Lots of damage. Just can't find the kill though. Egg gonna get that defuse, and once again, this game absolutely back and forth. Little rock'em sock'em so far. 5-5 as we go through 10.
Deadlocked here between these two teams. So hard to eke any advantages on either side. Kansas probably gonna get a buy from a homie here. So Lush should buy for the homie here. It's really going to be Juka left out to dry here in terms of the buys. But once again, no surprise, Juka likes to sit with those Spectres from time to time. But the main thing is that UCSC should be able to afford another buy next round. SFU cannot.
Right there.
So they are looking to try and find the win here, get that those extra credits going for themselves. Kaho once again dodging away from the knife, dodging away from the smoke. Going to be set up here down B as no one is home now.
Yeah, dodging that knife actually granted them all that space because that knife was so fast and so close up on the front of that ramp that things opened up though. SFU now looking over for the B site, that KJ turret going to be a nuisance, but Kaho gonna dash right past it. Operator up in tower though, always something to be worried about. Cropped down to 48 HP already though. Shock dart to follow. Kane, nice early plant, and now they can play for long.
Yeah, and this is with the use of that null command, just buying them space as well. Lelouch trying to find someone lurking up through halls. Won't be able to find anyone here, and these Astra Stars will just keep cycling in to prevent Lelouch from finding that angle to pull through, though. To be able to potentially find someone. Lelouch gonna have to just fire a shot in the dark. Killer Crop on site. Egg, though, gonna rotate around at the same time. Egg is clearing house here with a couple of kills. Gonna switch out those guns, but Crown is there. And now down to Bruno once again. Trying to find Crown. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie here. Bruno, though, not going to be in the best of situations for Juka, who's lurked behind. And SFU Flamingo find their 6th. UCSC, the economy, we talked about it. They should be able to afford a buy, but it won't be the prettiest of them.
Yeah, should be and can are 2 different things, though. It looks like they are maybe not going to have enough. I think it comes down to buying some of that utility up last round or the last couple rounds. I mean, it's a decent buy, but... because, right, Luch has the Blade Storm, so that's going to be fine. The Judge and the Bulldog, not optimal, but still weapons that pack a punch, especially if Bruno tries to peek something long. Looks like he's maybe going to try to peek up through Art, although I'd be a little bit surprised to see some early aggression. I think we just saw Marshall, but as you said, Blade Storm also. Ooh.
Yeah, Blade Storm available for Lelouch. Just going to fire that off as a warning shot. Nice dart coming out. Going to spot out where Lush is as well. They're continuing to go down B. This has worked out in their favor. Lush still going way up in the sky there. One knife left. Needs to find a head here to reset that. Or find a body shot with that. Ooh, Kane, though, taking contact here. Null command going the opposite way. And SFU, see you later. Leave in sight.
Yeah, Cosmic Divide, we're still going to leave. That is merely the distraction tool, but... oh my god. The good old 5-man fake. You put the divide down, you evacuate the area. Now be completely freed up. Divide is going to be down, so audio cues could possibly be distributed now. It's going to be Crown working their way back over to the B site. They are going to be in for a nasty surprise. Looks like Santa Cruz might actually have a decent read on this.
Yeah, Cajo getting down deep there. Will get taken down by Bruno. The ruse is up. Kane will get the plant down.
Spike planted.
But this is going to be a difficult hold for SFU. Numbers disadvantage. Killer cropped with the judge as well. Laying down the law. Trades and trades and trades in a 3v2 situation. Crown, though, is a hero for SFU. Spraying Ray of 4K.
Well, the Odin is strong, and so is Crown's aim. To be fair, first 2 kills, great aim. Last one, I got more bullets than you, buddy. I'm spraying this thing until there is nothing left. And look at Crown. 15, 5, and 10 after the first half. Putting up a LeBron James stat line. Looking for that triple-double already. Just such a strong play from that Astra. And the rest of these members just contributing as much as they can. Just that team effort. I will say, nice little side note, we do have the numerical kill order on the other side.
We got the stairs back.
Stairs back.
Love the stairs. We had a lot of fun with those stairs yesterday. Fortunately for UCR Gold, after getting those stairs multiple times, they kind of fell off the stairs.
Yeah, they fell down. They fell down the stairs. Yeah.
Mom, I hurted myself. I fell down the stairs. I don't know where I was going with that one. SFU,
I was letting you cook.
Hold the defense here. Already, lots of members towards Art. See you later, says SFU. Lelouch, though, wow. Getting down and dirty with it already. Taking a lot of damage on the way in. SFU, Cajo forced to back off as well. Bruno now looking, gonna find that hit onto Cajo as well, but as we mentioned, that Jet has like 2 HP. Not gonna be living much longer.
Yeah, and not much longer, meaning 0.5 nanoseconds, instantly gonna be taken down there, and SFU gonna gain back this numbers advantage, but site did get taken over, plant was found, so Santa Cruz at least able to dig in. Stu gonna pop that shock dart, trying to take out these nano storms possibly. The Astra Well's gonna be there at the 0.2. All these members just waiting to try to find some timing. It's gonna be Stu. Gonna be that man to try to protect the president. The defuse is gonna be halved. Looks like the stick is gonna be found. Just a little bit too late there, Santa Cruz. You let the defuse go under your nose. Gonna find a couple kills. That's not gonna mean anything. That's gonna be all 5 members down anyways. So SFU gonna sneak one in there.
Just under the noses there. Juka had maybe 1 shot to survive there. Just stuck it. Said, hey, listen, I may be tall IRL, but I will stand tall on the spike in game. And now, for the side of UCSC, they're going to have to try and find a thrifty. They're going to have to try and find some momentum back because this gun round is going to be difficult to deal with, especially on the defensive half. More than likely, you have to look for a plant at the very least to make sure you got that full buy, steal away some of these guns. And we've seen the Sheriff gameplay be quite good from the West over every single tournament.
Yeah.
Always surprised to see how well they are able to hit their shots. Kensis here does not have that option, and Kane has already spotted them out. Kensis just going to turn around and leave.
We're about due for a thrifty, huh? It's been long enough.
That's how we caster curse it, and that's how it doesn't happen.
Yeah, flawless for SFU in about 15 seconds, probably. Crown, though. This is a cheeky little angle. The spray, the LMG, the wall bang actually is going to work. So Cajo's going to find 1, 2 egg. Only going to get 1 back. That is a couple more airy shots. The wall bang. The wall, absolutely Crown's best friend. 9 HP, though, is going to escape with his life, though. That's all that matters. Can keep cycling that Astra utility. These health bars not looking too good for the side of Santa Cruz either. Egg trying to swing, find one of these pistol shots. The rest of these members stack the poor backside of A. Owl drone scouting out the area. Egg gonna get spotted out there. The timing is perfect. Kane with the bulldog finds one there on the headshot. Kensis looking for the swing. Sheriff shot's gonna be good, but the trade back and forth. 1 member left. Lush trying to stand on his own, but not gonna be able to do so. Kane with the headshot. SFU taking another round.
Yeah, finding another one, but it was costly. You can see 3 of those guns removed from play at the very least. So going to be a better situation for the side of UCSC this time around, potentially looking to get themselves back up on their feet, get to that nice scoreline, and potentially go past that. They need to get their momentum back, though. 4 rounds in a row found by the side of SFU. I'm trying to get the lineup, fell off the ledge, though.
Happens.
Yeah, he's going for a little jump. He's going to just toss it. Who needs lineups? Just throw it.
Just
Turret out.
what was it? Like, oh yeah, the favorite Israel. It's like an Israel Adesanya quote. I don't throw and hope, I aim and fire, or something like that.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
think I
just gonna
butchered
yeet it.
but-
There you go.
Yep. Yeet.
One suppressed.
Finds one. It is Juka just sitting there, but most would expect Juka to back off.
Oh! Yep, most would, right?
Yeah, including us. Juka
Yeah.
just sitting there, menacingly finding the shot. Now forced to switch off the angle there from that grenade thrown down. Stu, though, is working once again. The ammo not going to be in favor. These upgraded guns working wonders for the side of UCSC as they take a lot of control over this site. Egg gonna go for that plant. Crown looking for another shot.
Nice
Don't even
cross.
need to find it. Kaho finds Egg as well. All of a sudden, this round isn't looking as free as you'd expect. Kensa's gonna be trying to play defense here. Egg, though, down on site. 2 members alive. They're just gonna pick that one up. Kaho gonna get that Altorb as well. Kensas, though, gonna take down Stu. 2v2 situation. Kaho with the Vandal has an opportunity to make something happen. Kansas around the corner!
Oh,
It was a cross. I thought it was
yeah.
Kaho.
Yeah.
Got both.
We both
But
did.
instead, SFU picked themselves up a 10th round. UCSC, it's time to call that timeout. You are down to your last 3 lives.
Yeah, I would love to see the timeout come through. Now, that round, that was the round you were expecting to win.
We
You
got
were
this.
expecting to push yourself to that 6-9 score line. And, 3 rounds, not that much of a difference. You can reset the economy. You can break down the other team. You can get right back in this game. Now, though, you're scraping together what you can once more, which isn't going to be that great. It's going to be maybe a rifle on Killer Cropped. I don't think so, because he's going to have to buy out some utility on that KJ. Yeah, it's going to be the Spectre, light armor on a few members in.
Turret out.
Look at SFU. The money's starting to pile up for KO and Kane. And the Odin still on the field for Crown, who has 17 kills and 13 assists.
Yeah, Crown has sort of come alive. Yesterday was sort of one of the lower performers there, just doing their job. This time around, showing up on the score sheet as well as with all that utility, as you mentioned. Lelouch, though, way behind enemy lines already. This is incredible space that's been found. Kaho will be able to find the trade, but Bruno finally able to find one back. Get Bruno going, and you may be in for a stellar surprise. Looking for some of these shots, though.
I will say, for SFU, trading Jet for KO 1-for-1 to start a round, I think is fantastic.
Yeah, you take away a lot of that utility. And a lot of sense is that Duelist just needs to get their one.
That's you get your one and you take out KO. I think it's a beautiful trade.
Bruno, though, just holding lines for now. Trying to push forward slowly but surely. Lelouch with this stinger. Trying to get down and dirty with it, especially with Juka and with Crown
Our
in the
spike
area.
carrier is killed.
Sort of slipped the defense. Oh,
They don't have the spike. Look where the spike is. It's B long.
my goodness. Yeah, the spike is long gone.
30
Lelouch was
seconds
just trying to
left,
find a
too.
pick.
Seconds left.
They wasted so much time going back and forth. They're going to have to rush to A, and there's KJ set up. There's 2 members. The rotations are sure to come through. They've just taken too much time. They don't have time to do anything now.
Yeah, they're going to have to make something
Now it's
happen, but
cooked.
Crown locks them down. There's a couple of members still potentially
One
looking to
enemy
plant here.
remaining.
Kansas gonna have to try and go for it, but just peeks out of the smoke a little bit. Crown, Juka stayed at A for 1 minute and 40 seconds, and we're able to find everyone there, it felt. And now 11-5, UCSC, there is the timeout that we were expecting. And man, they've got to dig deep here.
Here's the thing, though. Now you're calling the timeout. You don't have any money. Like, what play can you make now? You're going to have 2 rifles tops. You don't have the Blade Storm yet. You don't have the Lockdown or the Hunter's Fury. You're basically just hoping that you can somehow break this economy of SFU. And look at SFU's guns and their ultimates. I think SFU's more than happy to have a minute of their own to talk this over now. Like, hey, where do we want to set this up? We have all the time in the world, all the resources in the world. And Santa Cruz, I think it's just 1 round too late, because right now you're going to call your timeout, but realistically, you're going down 12-5. And once that scoreline hits, you have to win 7 in a row, and you've already used your timeout, and your economy is not going to be good. I just think it's a little bit too late to address the issue. Yes, they could win this round. The guns should be good enough to at least make it interesting, but I just think it was a round too late.
Possibly. And we'll never know at this point, because there's always the coulda, shoulda, woulda of these situations.
Yep, true.
There's only what we know in front of us now. And we know that SFU are rolling in the dough. Kaho even has the Blade Storm, still gonna buy a gun here.
Yeah, they got 6K. They have enough to buy out for them as far as they're concerned.
2 rounds to secure up the game. The only way they don't have enough to buy out is if UCSC come online right now. This is your X factor right now. You need to do what you can to get yourself some kills, get yourself some plans, get yourself some score on the board, and Crown getting taken incredibly low is one way to do so. That grenade, a little bit overkill as Lush finds the shot. They take over site. This is what we need to see out of UCSC.
See, that's evidence that the timeout was very, very good. They had a very set plan. You can see
Kane.
they had one idea. Kane, though, null command. Oh, Stu takes down Kensis. All of a sudden, this round is looking more and more dire. The spray is going to be good, Juka. Bruno going down. So is Lush. 4 left, standing strong. Santa Cruz left down tremendously. They're going to have to battle back when 7 rounds unanswered. And the thing is, they didn't even make it the least bit expensive for SFU. They are hard chilling.
SFU on the verge of qualifying for top 3. On the verge, out of their control, in fact, of qualifying for top 32 as well. And UCSC, between them, is 7 rounds in a row that they will have to claim, plus 2 after that. They will have to do whatever it takes to push down the line. Egg, no shields.
Even if they
Kill
win,
Crocs,
look at the money.
Bulldog.
If let's say Santa Cruz wins. If there's even 3 members left, they are dirt broke next round completely.
They're gonna have to make the magic happen. That is exactly what needs to go down. Kane, oh, gonna get caught out there. Hunter's Fury going down as well. Stu able to pick up Egg, but Lelouch is all the way in the back line. You have to be mindful of the jet. You have to be mindful of the movements here. The Killjoy ult gonna go down as well. Crown getting down and dirty with it. Gonna find the shorty kill as well. While the spike is down, everyone from UCSC is absolutely eviscerated from games. And that will be SFU Flamingo moving on to top 3 of our spring qualifier in the West.
Defenders win.
Yeah, the first 2 maps were competitive as hell, but Pearl, SFU showed they are a step ahead of the game, and it just looked like as that game got further and further, Santa Cruz just couldn't really find the answers they were looking for. It felt like it was time after time. The sites were getting executed on. The rotations felt a little bit slow. Things just felt a little bit out of sync the second half of that game. They couldn't really find their footing, and SFU, Crown, 22, 9, and 14 on the Astra. Kane, 19 and 16. And I think that third player had 18 kills to Sova. So it was that 3-headed attack. Kaho quietly goes 11 and 11. Doesn't even need to find the frags. And SFU just cleans up.
Yeah, and honestly, really good stuff coming through from SFU. They know what they needed to do going into this tournament. They couldn't rely on qualifying on points. They needed to get to this top 3. And at that point, it is very close for them to be qualifying for land there. Actually, I'm going to check on the points right now because I need to check my math in this situation.
Maybe we should check during the break.
Let's pull it out.
Yeah,
They've guaranteed themselves Nationals berth.
Okay. So
They have
SFU.
locked themselves in. The minimum amount of points they can get is 100. Even if UBC does not qualify, SFU are going to the big dance. And U Alberta, they still need a miracle to come through from UBC. So U Alberta, they're all on UBC to get them to the promised land.
Yeah, West Coast Canadian love. But that being said, we're going to throw it to our very last break of the evening. When we come back, we will wrap up this series, put a bow on everything, and then we'll wrap things up and get ready for next week and count everything out. But we'll see you guys back in a few. Welcome back in, everybody. We had a banger. Finally went the distance on one of these series. We had a couple 2-0s here and there, but we go all the way the distance. SFU takes down Santa Cruz. Map 3 Pearl being that final decider, 13-5. Just looked like they got better and better as the series went on. But credit to Santa Cruz, man. They played a hell of a series. They definitely showed that they belong to be in this upper echelon of CVAL West. But speaking of, qualifications and winning and everything, why don't you give us a little bit of a points breakdown before we sign things off here in a few?
Yeah, so with this win, the lowest that SFU Flamingo can finish is third place with the points that they accumulated from previous tournaments. That gets them to 100. That eclipses that of U Alberta. U Alberta are in the hot seat now because SFU Flamingo will, if they lose both of their next games, and UBC, UCSD, or UCR Gold is not one of those teams to get into that other top three, they will qualify on points, knocking U Alberta out. So fandom from U Alberta is out for UBC. If UBC are able to win their matchup, they also guarantee top three, thus locking in U Alberta for the point slot, and SFU Flamingo will get that auto qualify. So lots of that at stake here. SFU Flamingo, they will qualify either on points or on auto qualify at this point in time. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, I think we will take one last look at the bracket too. We talked about it. Let's show one more time. I think just how things have been breaking down. So as you can see, the bracket as we've gotten to this point, we saw SDSU on stream yesterday take down UCR Gold, as Adam was talking about, to SDSU now going to be taking on UBC, who is going to be the Alberta fan club for that series, Lisa. We saw today, obviously, SFU Flamingo taking down Santa Cruz, and we see that lower bracket. Lots of good matches to get into as well. Lots of reschedules this weekend, so things still getting fleshed out a bit. As the week goes on, we're going to have more of these results. And the West certainly has delivered so far. It delivered last, but it just feels like it is truly the wild, wild West. So quite literally, week to week, I could not tell you how this bracket's going to look at the end.
Yeah, and of course, just a little bit of a broadcast update as well. Saturday, we won't be casting the games here. We will be covering them on Sunday. That will be winners finals as well as losers semifinals. So that'll be match 11 and match 12. Depending on when that happens, we'll let everyone know. Believe Jobin and I may be covering those on another stream. Details to come, ? Shruggers. We don't know what's going on in that situation yet. We'll figure it out. You know what? Esports, we'll figure it out live. There will be details posted somewhere about that when we do figure that all out. But nonetheless, definitely a lot of action still to come. We'll have to keep track on all of the rest of the results to figure out the qualifications, literally, for some of these teams to figure it out. But nonetheless, once again, great stream. Always great to have you cast alongside me, Jobin. Thanks once again to Spectre. Thanks to Jimmy Optimize. Thank you to Charlie as well for all of the work behind the scenes. Thank you to Duran as well. Hopefully you're feeling better on your side as well. Wasn't able to join us today, but nonetheless, believe that wraps us up for today. Jobin, why don't you send us off?
Be all for today. The West has been a fantastic weekend. CVAL West continues to spoil the hell out of me and Adam. But like he said, we're going to wait for these brackets to get updated. We're going to get a schedule going on throughout the week. There are lots more streams to come over here on Face It EDU. So everyone, make sure you stay locked to me and Adam's Twitters, to all the other Twitters, Face It, all their socials as well. We're going to be posting a ton of stuff, tons of content to build you up to these last couple weeks of CVAL before we get into nationals, before we get into those online finals. I mean, we've got 2 weeks left and we're going to be into the CVAL finals just like that. So that being said, everybody, enjoy your Sunday night. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you guys again next week.